45 seconds. $30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
You are organizing and energizing other supporters. So please.
I don't know who that little Asian invasion is, but wow. Woof.
Please go to
I might vote for Kamala if she'd side me up.
go.kamalaharris.com to find ways to help. And
she's a high schooler for Harris, Bubba.
High schoolers for Harris. Thanks, Seth just P-did me right to prison.
Let's get to work.
Wow. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Welcome to the Bubba the Love Sponge show. Monday, September 23rd. Jesus, we're almost through September 2024. I know we got one in the, I hate to be too locally hyper-local on weather, but I know that we got some kind of situation brewing down by Cuba or something right now, and the spaghetti models have got it from hitting us directly to hitting Fort Walton Beach directly and everything in between. Kind of like they always are. That's the way they always are. They always start, either like by the Yucatan or below Cuba or something like that. And then, once they kind of get out past Cuba, then the low pressures and the high pressures and the prevailing winds and the low troughs and the high troughs and all these kind of the jet stream and all this steers it where it's going to be.
The Saharan dust, did you mention that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's a big factor.
Yeah, that's weekend.
That actually helps us though.
Yes,
the dust.
The dust does?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've seen all kinds of models. I don't think that this one is, as Dan would say, might be a big nothing burger. To me, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a panhandle deal. But when do we officially get out of hurricane season?
In November.
November.
Yes.
Like the 1st of November?
Usually, I think it's about the second week of November.
Jesus.
And, the beginning of the season and the end of the season is when the hurricanes tend to come out of the Gulf of Mexico. The August-September storms are the ones that come off the Atlantic.
I think we've only had
November 30th.
November
30th this year.
November
Yeah.
30th?
End
Yes,
of
this year,
November.
yes.
Yeah.
So we got...
Dude, we've been smooth sailing this year, man.
Yeah, I know.
We've had nothing.
Not well.
Well, we had the rain for a couple of days.
We had the one that was in the Gulf and ended up where? Like...
No, I know, but normally, I feel like for the last few years, we've been borderline flood zone A. We've had to evacuate. I feel like it's been at least had one serious one the past few years.
Yeah, we haven't had any, really. I don't think we're going to have any.
It's a threat every year, and we're here because the civilization has been in Tampa Bay for hundreds and hundreds of years.
When was Tampa Bay established? Like 1886 or something?
Before that.
Before that?
Want to say like 1500s?
You like the city of Tampa?
Well,
Yeah.
Because
didn't they just celebrate 500 years?
Yeah, from the Indians.
well, hold on. So I'm
The
talking about
Americans.
we can't be. I don't think Tampa can be. I don't think you can be a recognized city before
No,
the
you're right.
Declaration of Independence.
The city of
But you're
Tampa,
talking about people settling here.
1849 was when it was incorporated.
as a U.S. recognized city, right?
Is that when the
Yes.
first cash and carry opened?
That was in Fort,
And I
Fort
think,
Brooke
I think it was a
here.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bubba, I mean, you recognize Boston as being a city before the Declaration of Independence.
You're right.
I mean, so
You're right.
it's been
Well,
an
actually-
established area for 500 years.
Isn't St. Augustine actually where? Isn't that where?
Oldest city in North America.
Isn't that where the first people that came over here stopped? Was in St. Augustine, and I feel like St. Augustine doesn't get near the credit they should.
Because they were a Johnny-come-lately state. That's why they got less credit.
1565
1565
for St. Augustine
For
is
St.
when it was
Augie.
founded.
15 and who?
It was established 42 years before the English colonized Jamestown and 55 years before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock.
55 years before.
It's huge.
Now who landed on
Ponce de Leon.
Oh.
Looking for the
Fountain of Youth.
Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
Ponce de Leon with some Frenchmen?
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yes.
And
Says it
he,
was-
and he got there, and it was like, God, can you imagine how jungle and like who was here? Was the Native Americans here?
Yeah.
And was now can
For
I
a
ask
couple
you?
of thousand years.
So hold on. So America, as we know it, the continental 48. I got to think that there was not a Canadian or U.S. border, so it was just from Florida to
Yeah.
what's on top of Canada, like what's
the North Pole?
Yeah, like from Florida to the North Pole, and then all the way over to Alaska, and then maybe down through Mexico. I don't know that borders have been established. It was just all indigenous people, right?
Right. That lived there undisturbed for thousands of years and still hadn't invented the wheel or written language.
So were they stupid?
Well, I mean, I don't want to use the word stupid, but they weren't as quite sophisticated as the rest of the world.
Well,
at least, I mean, the rest of like the European world and the Asian world.
What were the Europeans? They already had wheels and probably trains and everything going. I mean,
it depends
now
on what year you're talking
we talking about like 1400 or
15. Okay, let's go 1500. Okay, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. I remembered it from a Shirley Temple movie, which is embarrassing, but. From 1500 on, that's when we started,
keeping
score for North America. And, the French had the northern part, like near Canada, and they actually worked pretty well with the Indians because they were into the whole trade thing and they were trading furs. The English were in sort of the central part of America, kind of like from like Boston and Maine and down to, Georgia.
All right.
And then the Spanish had the South because they focused on St. Augustine and Central and Southern America.
Who had Texas?
Well, Texas eventually was French, and then it was Spanish, but before all of it was Indian. It was American Indian and Aztecian, But the European viruses destroyed the Central American people.
So at the end of the day, as we know it, most of the continental 48 was Native American.
We 100% took it from them, yes.
And we came in as the white man from England with more sophisticated weaponry and more sophisticated everything.
And diseases.
And what?
And diseases.
And diseases. And wiped them out.
And really, if you think about the last 500 years, it's the only area that has been conquered by a Western, civilization that didn't come back and reestablish itself.
Are the Indians looking to make a comeback?
Well, I don't know. Like in the 1850s.
I mean, I think
Europe
they're making one hell of a
everything.
comeback. Have you seen all the casinos we've given them?
That's right.
I know
They want to bring back the.
I know it's a far cry from all the entire land. For 45 or 50 casinos we've given them, but
Well, the family of the Redskins logo wants to bring it back. So.
Yeah, I saw that on last week's prep where the family for the Washington, and I'm not speaking in slur. I'm speaking because the family.
It's like a real guy that's on there.
Yeah, it's a real guy. The guy that was on the side of the helmet of the Washington Redskins is a real dude. And the family of that dude, they're like, we're not offended that you call our great papa that you call him a Redskin. He identified as such, and we'd like to slap him on the side of the commander's helmets immediately, so we can start getting our residual checks again. that merchandise money we got was really, really, really nice.
Yeah, they're getting paid, huh?
Well, I'm sure they would.
They had to have been.
I'm sure they were. You know, and that was a real dude, wasn't it, Lummy?
Yes, it was.
And the family of the real dude.
I think it's like a real chief. I'm not sure at the exact.
He was, yeah.
He's a real chief.
Yes.
The real chiefs, you know, great people say, listen, we're not offended. That's our grandpappy.
So it's the white people again taking away their money.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, you know, white people all of a sudden have become politically correct. We didn't ask the redskin dude on the side of the helmet. We didn't ask his family. That's probably where we should have started asking. Gone right to the family and gone, hey, listen, does the depiction of 35 times great grandpa, does the depiction of him on the side of our helmets and all of our merchandise and the name of our team, does that offend you? You know, being a family member? And if whatever they said goes, they're like, no. Not at all. Then I think you have one hell of a argument to go back to the NFL and say, hey, listen, you may be offended as a white guy, or you may be offended as a predominantly white-owned sanctioning body of football, but the family of that guy says full steam ahead.
Well, I mean, where were they when they were trying to get this ban for 15 years and they finally got them to change it?
I mean, word travels slow to that.
It sure does. Well, I mean, the check started drying up, Seth.
They finally found out. Yeah, they walked to their mailbox.
They didn't know who to call.
They took a 3-month voyage to their mailbox. They didn't see their checks there anymore.
It's right. The mailbox it's at the end of the mountain where they live, and it takes a long time to get down there. And they got a notice from the Washington team saying, if you don't get back to us within 90 days, we're going to have to change the logo to the stupid Washington Commanders.
They have 415 missed calls from Daniel Snyder.
Does Snyder have anything to do with the team anymore?
That's why they I think, did they change it with him? Or?
I think they did.
He didn't want to, though.
I think he was one of the ones that was hanging on to it.
Yeah, he was.
But what did he get thrown out for? Wasn't it like a lot of having sex with the cheerleaders and stuff?
I don't even know if it was anything like that. I think it was just an incredibly toxic culture, which I think a lot of people knew, and I think he really threw his weight around. There's a lot of stuff about him out to get Jerry Jones, and there's just all kinds of things. But
well, you got to remember too. I mean, unfortunately for the great John Gruden, he was kind of thrown under there because they were investigating Daniel Snyder.
Gruden wasn't even
had nothing to do with it.
Gruden was just like part of the email chain.
Yeah, I know, but it was they were investigating.
His brother was with the
Skins then. And Gruden had, I think, made reference to a man's lips. I think.
Yeah, that story's kind of.
Well, what? What's the story? Tell me.
All he said is he looked like the Michelin Tire Man.
Okay, that gets you thrown out of the league forever.
People assumed he was talking about his lips.
But I'm saying
he didn't even say the word lips in it.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Hold on now. A Michelin Tire Man could be that he was a fat ass.
Right.
I've been called the Michelin Tire Man before. Mean-spirited people on various top forums.
People, but he wasn't even working for the NFL at that point. Yeah.
So Gruden is working for Monday Night Football, and he's emailing Bruce Allen at the time,
and his brother was working at
and Jay Gruden was the head coach. And I don't know what John Gruden's the context of his emails were, but I guess he referred to somebody at the NFL office or something, or he referred.
And he talked about Roger Goodell's brother, who's homosexual.
Did he use homosexual slurs?
Possibly.
He said he denounced the emergence of women as referees, the drafting of a gay player, and the tolerance of players protesting during the playing of the national anthem.
Those are all his opinion.
He also called Roger Goodell an F word for gay and a clueless anti-football pussy.
He also described another African-American employee as, I think he brought reference to the size of his lips.
Yeah, like Michelin or something.
Yeah.
Did you say lips, though?
Still.
Or they looked like them.
Still.
A clueless anti-football pussy is what he called Roger Goodell.
Well, that hurts, for getting a job for him.
Yeah, but
he's not their boss, and so he's just the commissioner, and it's ridiculous. And Goodell's got tons of power, and absolutely lambasted Gruden, and that's why Gruden has a suit against him.
But I think, and I may be wrong. You must you or Seth or somebody may need to research this. I think, Dan, he got one of them thrown out. I think the NFL prevailed on a summary of judgment or something. I think Gruden's potential lawsuit took a little bit of a hit. I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought there was a ruling that came down fairly recently that was not favorable for Gruden. And I don't know if it decimated his case, or he's still got a case. But can somebody look that up? Because I know that I'd seen something where I don't think he didn't get a good ruling on, because...
Is he getting paid out, though, by the Raiders? Because he signed a 10-year, $100 million contract.
I don't know if they
fired for cause.
They fired for cause.
So he's suing everybody, and he's going to get paid. He's already made a lot of money. He saved all of his money, so he's sitting back like a fat alligator waiting to strike.
I hope.
So he's not going to settle.
I'm looking it up now.
I know he's not going to settle, Dan. I just don't know that if
Nevada Supreme Court ordered the case to go to arbitration. Back in May.
Yeah.
And then there was an update in July that Gruden's team was taking some more action.
It looks like he also got in trouble in one of the emails. He was making fun of Joe Biden too.
Well, that's all right.
Oh,
he called him a nervous, clueless.
You should be able
pussy.
You should be able to make fun of any president.
Joe Biden wasn't even president
He
back
was the
then.
vice president. Yeah, he called him a nervous, clueless pussy.
Well, okay, I mean,
while exchanging photos of topless women.
That's all. That's God bless him. I tell you what, though.
I got more respect for him now than I did. Him and I have way more in common.
He said he'd come on the radio in the next week or so, too. I just talked to him last week.
I'd love to have him on, and we probably shouldn't be talking about any of that stuff when we have him on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we'll go through what he's allowed to talk to.
That's why you get out of the way now,
Right.
Beach Metal Detectives, $10. Super chat.
Lummy, so the merch crick, I got this announcement to make. I tweeted it and put it on Facebook, I think. But, okay, so we sold the Bubba Trump-inspired Fat Man Dunks. We pre-ordered them and we sold them. Well, I ordered about maybe 12 extra pairs just for returns. You have to order a few extra here and there just for people that, one, I ordered the wrong size, two, whatever.
We talking about the slides?
No, we're talking about
the shoes, the sneakers.
Yeah, these. We're talking about these.
Oh, those.
Right
okay,
here.
okay. I just didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about the Air Bubba Trump-inspired Gold Patriot Bubba Army shoes. Now, there is a lot of people that oh man, I missed the ball on that and I wanted a pair. Well, I have 9 pairs left. So, and you can see I got I don't know how many, maybe 1 or 2 10s. I got a 12.5, a 13.5, a 5 and a 5.5, a 6.5, a 7, a 7.5, an 8, an 8.5, and a 9. I think I have one of each, maybe 2. But so we were over here yesterday, let me going through inventory on the slides and all that kind of deal. And so I was like, listen, I think it's been long enough because she's had a few returns, and a guy that ordered a 10.5 really needed an 11. And so everybody.
But they're pretty good on size, though. They're pretty accurate on the size.
They're very
right? Don't you agree?
Yep, they very much
big
are.
Or small, they're 11's 11.
But for whatever reason, we had probably a handful of returns for different sizes and things like that. But I think we're now into the 6 to 8 week range, Lummy, where we've got all of that ciphered out and everybody's got their shoes happy with them. So what I ordered extra, now I can sell because I've got everybody squared away. So there are about...
They go into auction?
Nope. Selling them for exactly what we sold them for. I'm not putting them on eBay. I'm just going to sell them for straight up what I sold them for with a $149.99. And so I have a very limited amount. They could sell out today. I got about, I think, 10 or 11 pairs. And so go to Bubba Army Store, Bubba Army Merch, Bubba Army Shop, and order them while you can, because when they're gone, they're gone. And the only reason I even have a few left is because I held back, a dozen or so just in case we had returns. And we did. Having done this merchandise thing now for a while, I always over-order by about 5% so that I have the ability, some wiggle room, if you will, to make returns or defective thing. I've never had I think I had one backpack that was defective. Oh, really? The zipper was defective in it.
So, you going to tell these Bigfoot bastards that we only have small twink sizes for them?
I'm not going to tell the Bigfoot bastards we only have small. Well, look at Thursday.
Weather porn.
Fox 13's got it getting.
Well, it looks like a lot of water. High tides, some beach erosion.
There's Thursday.
Rain.
All right. Well, I was just at the track pretty much all weekend.
That's gonna be reversed.
Getting the track ready for Saturday.
Should we Are we coming to work Thursday? That looks nasty.
Of course we're coming to work.
Looks nasty. They're going to shut down bridges for that.
Yeah, shut up.
They could.
They probably will shut down.
Especially because it's after the creative loafing thing on Wednesday night, right?
Yeah.
That's this Wednesday?
Yeah, this Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hope that's still not canceled.
No, Wednesday it's going to be.
They're not going to shut down the casino.
Yeah, it's at the casino. It's at they're not going to shut down. They're not shutting that down for nothing.
The casino thrives during hurricanes. That's where everyone goes.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I got Lee from Creative Loafing, who we had on. I think I got her for a phone call today.
Oh, okay.
Just to remind everybody that you can get your tickets for this event. This is Wednesday night. What does it start like at 6:30 or 7:30 or something like that? I know that all of us are going. I know Dan and Jay are going. I think Brian and his office are going. We're all finalists in a lot of categories. I think Craig and Rio are going. I at least got them 2 tickets.
I believe they are.
Right.
What is the dress code?
That's what I mean.
Slutty?
I think just like a pair of jeans and a shirt.
Okay.
Like this isn't.
No tie. It's not like a tie event.
No,
not that fancy.
No,
because Brian was talking about dressing up in like a 3-piece suit.
Well, Brian's
a clown.
Yeah, exactly.
But he got VIP and he's taking his whole law firm. Like he's got 20 people he's going with. So he's really. He's treated like the Oscars.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, Dan, like what you have on right now would be more than suitable.
Right. I'm not gonna wear a suit that has batteries.
Yeah. No, just Dan. I would wear something. You got a pair of slacks and a nice shirt on.
Slacks and a nice shirt.
He's got the most of anything. I'm probably gonna have to ask him if he's got anything that I could borrow.
Sure, buddy. I got stuff.
Did you see the shirt I had on today, Seth?
Yeah.
You like that, huh?
It's very nice.
Right.
Get yours. At BubbaArmyMerch.com.
BubbaArmyMerch.com. So anyway, the Creative Loafing Awards are Wednesday, and then I'm trying to think like what else we got going on. Something else. Then Thursday, it looks like the big storm's going to be at least parallel with us, but probably 200 miles out. We'll probably be getting some of the outer bands.
Yeah.
It sucks. So I go and work all weekend on the track.
I know it's going to be just completely melted.
I went there Friday. Worked all day, 10 hours, not 10 hours, probably 7 hours on Friday. And then I woke up I had a horrible event Saturday night. I had leg cramps. And I'm talking about the kind of like leg cramps where you think that it's never going to stop and you're going to die. So I'm laying in my bed in my RV.
You got to rub a banana on it, buddy.
So I instantaneously start just slamming water. Well, first of all, I slam a Gatorade, and then I look at the label of Gatorade, and there's 0 potassium in it.
Because it's not real Gatorade. It's like G2 or G, light or whatever that stuff is.
No, it was real Gatorade.
The original G.
No, it was original Gatorade.
It says G on it.
Were you at your trailer, Bubba?
Yeah, I was in my RV.
Hell yeah.
And so then I see we have some watermelon, so I eat that, and I don't have any of my magnesium or potassium pills. Usually I can take, literally, I've been known to take 15 potassium pills.
Wow.
Just bam, and that stops it immediately. But somebody told me that cramps are really triggered by magnesium, your lack of magnesium and not potassium. Dan, you're a doctor.
Well, it's any electrolyte can cause cramping, so
right.
they can all do it.
Were you just crawling around like a legless bastard looking for things to drink?
And Merch Crick is no help because she's completely out of it. She's like, I'm like, please. She's like,
please help me.
She's like,
oh, this is in the middle of the night?
Yeah, this is at, 1.
You're cramping at 1?
In the morning.
That's weird.
So
he's not drinking enough water, Dan. I mean, it's pretty easy to see, right? He's out there on the track all day, grading like a real man, getting dehydrated.
Probably
eating food.
Drink out of a sprinkler or something.
Did you eat real food?
Water truck.
Well, I mean, I had for dinner I had some chicken and some rice and whatever. So yeah, I'm eating real food.
Okay, you're not skipping meals. You're actually eating.
No, yeah.
normal.
I'm not like I skip a meal, please.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you're working all day, you don't get to eat right.
So, so this is where it gets worse. So then, Lummy, I eat some watermelon, and I see this chocolate cake.
Oh.
This chocolate frozen cake in the freezer. I'm like, oh, I'll eat some of that. That's sugar, and that'll help me out a little bit. So I eat a piece of that. Doesn't do anything. So then I look in and I find these graham crackers.
What time of day or night is this?
1 in the morning. 1 in the morning. And I went to bed at midnight. And so within 1 hour, I go to turn around and my leg gets cramped. And I mean, it's right in the back of my hamstring, like side of my quad, left leg, side of my quad deal.
You don't think you had like a DVT or something, do you?
What's that?
Like a clot in your leg?
No. Damn, please. It happens all the time when I've spent too much time, on the track, not hydrating correctly.
And the chocolate cake didn't help?
No.
I thought chocolate cake helps everything.
Hold on. So yes, I get my cramp to settle down. I get it to kind of settle down, and it's still twitching and everything. But I'm pounding waters because I've drank probably 3-4 waters now, and it's starting to help. But then I made a mistake.
Oh no!
I found these graham crackers, and I found some Nutella, and I'm like, I'm gonna spread Nutella on these graham crackers,
which is delicious.
Yes. If your Nutella is not expired and dried up like a, so I get this Nutella. It's a year expired, but I didn't look at the expiration date until after I consumed. So I consumed, and then I get, and I don't know if you guys ever have, any of you late night eaters have ever got any of this before, but then I get GERD. And GERD is where, like, Dan, how would you describe GERD?
Acid burning pain in your lower esophagus, and it climbs up your neck, and you can't sleep, you can't think.
All you can do is just cough
and burp and swallow it.
Yeah.
You like a Tums, right? To kind of smooth it out?
That fixes it in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any Tums.
You need 3.
I didn't have any Tums. I didn't have anything. And so I go back out to the kitchen, and I'm like, maybe a piece of toast will kind of knock it down, knock whatever's hung up down. So I do a piece of, anyway, Lummy, I didn't go to sleep. I finally didn't go to sleep till 5 in the morning.
You had a whole buffet, Bubba.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So Bubba, I had it last night. You have to keep Tums at all times within arm's reach of you. It happened to me last night around 1 in the morning.
You got GERD?
I got GERD. It took my 3 Tums.
You should have seen what Dr. Dan ate yesterday at the football game.
Okay. I ate like an a-hole. I did.
He went down to the dessert
this is after I'd already eaten everything in the box.
Were you in the box, Lumbo?
Hold on.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. We're gonna have to
dessert cart.
We're gonna have to rewind, and let me. Not everybody knows what we're talking about.
Let me so business casual about being with the upper echelon of Tampa Bay yesterday.
Allstott was there.
Yeah, he was.
Mike is, and doesn't
he's a nice guy.
Who was drunker, Mike or Lummy?
Hold on.
Lummy, because Allstott wasn't drinking.
I'm gonna tell you something about Mike Allstott. That dude is the nicest.
Yep.
Like that, and that dude has kept himself in such great shape.
I would have sex with him last night.
I swear to God,
Yeah.
he could literally put on a pair of pads right now and get 4 yards at any time.
He really could, and they could have used him yesterday.
Oh, my God.
But he looks awesome. I mean, he is handsome. He was clear and lucid. He didn't have a drop to drink.
No.
He talks to you. He locks you in the eye.
You know why?
He's intelligent.
You know why? Because before, during Allstott's era, we weren't really concussion sensitive, and we just told Mike to go in there with your head down and bash about three or four people over.
You think he had head injury over head injury?
Oh, I think that the reason why Mike is so clear, and like when you talk, I've seen Mike. I just saw him last year when going to remember Lummy when I was going to Indy, he was going to the Purdue game.
Yeah.
And we sat fairly close to each other. Well, we sat right by each other while boarding Southwest, like for the half an hour we had to wait, we were talking. And then I sat 2 rows behind him and chit chat with him a little bit, deboarding and stuff. And he was just like so lucid and so present And so I really think that
Focused, like laser locked.
He might have been not his entire career, but a lot of his career playing with a concussion.
Yeah, I think he really was. I think he was walking around with like literally head injury stacked upon head injury for 10 years.
Rhett, you're one of my sports guys. The rap on All-Star wasn't he had some good jukes. He did, but he'd just soon run over you.
He's a wrecking ball.
Yeah, he would just he's not going to juke that linebacker. He's going to put his head down and Earl Campbell right over him.
I've said it before. He's the equivalent of having a Ford Ranger in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what a good-looking, great dude.
Shredded right now, too. Arms are massive. His waist is like 30 inches.
Lummy, what's he doing nowadays? Anything we can have him on the air to promote, or can we just have him on the air?
Seems like he's kind of hanging out. He's not coaching football anymore.
He always has his foundation that he's promoting.
Yeah.
He seems like he's always going out.
He'd definitely come on.
Lummy, Dan,
Yeah.
we can Zoom him. We can Zoom him. Let's see if we can. We just Zoomed John Morgan last week.
Sure.
Let's see if we can Zoom Mike Allstott just to see how he's doing.
Yeah, we can do that.
But when I saw him a year ago, it literally looked like the Bucs could put him on his the practice squad for 2 weeks just for him to learn the new offense, and he literally could go in there and do as well as anybody we got right now.
It's amazing how football players change after they
retire.
Brad
Culpepper.
Well, we lost 100 pounds.
Brad Culpepper had to, in order to be competitive and play the defensive line in the NFL, he had to be 285. Like you're literally gonna get thrown around like a rag doll. Your offensive linemen back when Brad and Warren played, they were 310, 315, and so you will in there 255, 260. I mean, they're going to ragdoll you.
Oh, yeah.
So Brad always had to gain weight and always had to play heavy. And then the minute he left football, he got into a huge health kick running and everything. What's Culpepper now? Maybe 205?
Yeah, low 200s.
Looks great.
But he went on Survivor and starved himself for like 28 days, Bub. I think that might have helped get him a jump start.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Shows everyone his torn bicep.
Ali Marpet was a guard for the Bucs, and he played at over 300 pounds. He retired a couple of years ago, and he was a young guy who retired too. And within 6 months of him retiring, I think he dropped 75 pounds.
I think Gerald McCoy has dropped 50, 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen Batista?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tiny. Yeah, not tiny, but
But he was wrestling. Like his active wrestling weight was close to 300, which is insane considering like just how big he was.
And now he looks like, to me he looks a little gaunt. Like to me he looks like he went a little too far with it.
You mean like he's too skinny?
Yeah.
I think it's just because you're so used to seeing him always jacked up.
Yeah, I kind of like the jack up Batista better. But he said, he's an actor now, that being that jacked up limited his amount of he can get considered more work and more roles as an actor being 215 than being 300 jacked.
Well, you'll be stereocast.
Right. Now, I mean, if you're 300 jacked, you can only be a 300 jacked guy, right? But if you're a 210 pound in shape dude, then you can do anything. I'm assuming. Man, a lot to talk about with regards to football. Boy, what happened to the Bucs yesterday?
They forgot they were playing a game.
They never showed up.
I think they forgot that yesterday was game day. Man, against arguably not that good of a team. Right? I mean,
what was the vibe in the box like yesterday?
Oh, it was torture.
Oh, hold on. We got to back in. So Dan's family and Rob Elder have a luxury box, and Dan and all of them go to the games, and it fluctuates who goes, and sometimes all three brothers are there, sometimes two are there. There's always at least one Diaco there representing the family. Rob Elder's always there, or hit or miss if he's not traveling. But, people come in and out of the box, former players, Lightning players. It's just everybody, a lot of these players and stuff like that, they literally, because no usher is, you have to have a box ticket to even get up into box land. Like, if you're sitting in whatever, on any other section at Ray J, you have to have a specific ticket to get you up to that elevator to get you onto the box level.
Yes.
Unless you're a former player and they recognize you, and they're not going to tell Mike Allstott he can't go up to box land. And a lot of these former players will just go as kind of ambassadors to the Bucks and go to different boxes and kind of box jump.
But he actually had a ticket to the box.
Oh, I know he did.
This time.
I know, but he didn't need one.
No.
Nobody's going to check his ticket.
No.
But a lot of celebrities, whether it be Tfue or whether it be Pat Maroon from the Lightning or Hedman. I don't know if Stamkos has ever been to your box or not, but they'll box jump. And at one time or another, most celebrities end up at the Diaco box because it's got a reputation. It's not like, fifth third bank box, Lummy, where you got a bunch of bankers in there. This is the Diacos with a Rob Elder kicker.
That's right.
And so it's got a cool vibe.
Everybody but Taylor Swift's invited.
And so you're going to try to tell me that if Taylor Swift wanted to come into your
Keep it stepping, bitch.
Oh, stop it. First of all, everybody in your entire family would throw you out of the box and not let you back in.
Please, if she popped her head in there and was like, I heard the world-renowned breast doctor is in here, Dr. Diaco, Dan would faint on the spot.
I like to get a really, really like a real nonchalant, not over the top, like a 315 kind of deal. So anyway, so Lummy, you're saying the box was catered nicely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dan ate through all the catering.
Well, no, he ate through the catering, and then when he came downstairs to our little section down in the little area.
The club level.
The club level.
Yeah, it's not that little.
Yeah, Lummy, hold on.
You're acting like
it's the whole side of the stadium.
But hold on, Dan. Hold on, Lummy. Don't job yourself out because you have club level tickets, which allows you access to this area that most people can't get to.
Correct.
So those are like, just below the tickets that you have, I think in the 200 level are just below having a box.
I'm right below Dr. Dan.
Right.
I could literally throw a paper ball at his head.
Yeah, he could spit on me.
Right.
Yeah. Literally, I could probably.
They
probably
can,
could.
hold on, they can communicate. Be
Yes, he could look up and we could talk.
Dan, what? Is there any room in the box? Yeah, well, come on up. Okay. Dan can literally throw him down a couple tickets and, get him down there.
Yes.
So, Lummy, you made your way to the box.
Well, he stopped by. He had to get an ice cream, which is what he said he wanted.
See, so on the box level, you can get catering, but there's no vendors on the box level.
Correct.
So the vendors, people selling ice creams and beers and hot dogs and hamburgers and chicken fingers and all that kind of stuff, they're on Lummy's level, the club level. And so Dan sometimes after he's blown through all the catering on the box will go down to the club level and just start blowing through vendors down there.
Yes.
So what did you blow through after you blew through the $4,500 worth of catering in the box? What did you go to?
Well, I had 3 different sandwiches in the box. There's like a barbecue, there's like a combination thing, and then there's a cheeseburger, and then I also had some coleslaw.
See, here's the problem. You go more crazy now in the box now that Papa's gone because Papa always kept kind of a inventory in his head as to who's had what. And if you become a little bit over the top and maybe eat too much of the box, you get the Joe Stink Eye, would you not?
Yes, but not usually us. It would be other people.
No, not you guys. I'm talking about like a guest.
Yes.
Or somebody that was just blowing, that had a kid with them, and the kid had chicken fingers and wasted him. And then
he count beers. He's had 4 beers. I'm like, Dad, he's a big guy. He weighs 280 pounds.
One time I'm sitting by your dad, one row over. He's on that one section. I'm first row, but on the right, and he's on the left with his buddy next to him. And we're in the front row, and he goes, Bubba, get Steven. So I said, okay. I go up and I get Steven. I said, hey, Joe wants to talk to you. Okay. So I go back down to my seat. Now, Steven comes and he's between me and Joe. So I can hear everything they're talking
about. He's like sitting on the little steps?
Right,
like the little step area?
Yeah. And Joe is completely dressing him down. Do you know how many bottles of vodka we've gone through? Those 2 people up there who I don't even know. Who are they with? Steve's like, I don't know who's that, Jay or
Bob.
Rob or something. I've seen them go through, waste 3 or 4 drinks, not pouring them to these chicks, and I think we're on our 5th bottle of Absolute. Are you familiar with that? Are you up to speed on that, Steven? Do you got a handle on that? And Steve was like, I got a handle on it. Me and Rob got it taken care of. You have everything to worry about, Dad. Meanwhile, Joe never had to lay his credit card down for the box. All you guys do.
Right.
But he was always keeping score, was he not?
He didn't like strangers eating, he didn't want seagulls eating his food.
No, he did not.
So, but he's,
But so you went down to the vendor land and did what?
Well, then I went into
Saw
the line.
Lummy.
I saw Lummy, and he offered me a chicken sandwich, a PDQ chicken, which I'm like, I can't eat chicken right now because I've had 3 sandwiches. But then there was the ice cream line, so I got.
How do you stay so skinny?
Papa, you just listen to this dessert menu that he found. We had to help him carry all his food up there.
Yes.
He found literally the size of my hand.
2 cookies.
2 cookies with
ice cream sandwich.
Like 3 scoops of ice cream in the middle.
It was about 10
hold
inches.
on. And this is after he's blown through the box food.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I had at least one of everything in the box.
All right.
And so I had this giant double sugar cookie strawberry ice cream sandwich.
He had 2 pounds of gummies.
Dan misses half the game because he thinks he's at the state fair. You're trying out new food.
Looking for fried Oreos.
Looking for the fried corn dog Willie.
He had this the size of my hand cupcake.
Oh, it was
the
awesome.
2 pounds of gummies. And he had a huge cup of glazed donuts.
Oh yeah, it was this big like this 24-ounce or 32-ounce cup that had these glazed donut balls.
Dan, what you
donut
spent? You had to have spent.
It was $55, $60.
I was going to say more than that.
Just sugar.
We thought he was bringing it up for everybody or his kids or anything. He put it right in front of him. He gave his brother like a sliver of his cupcake, and that was about it. And do not touch his stuff.
Back off.
Now, who did you all take to the game yesterday, Dan? Who was your guest? Your entire family?
I had the kid. I also had Julian, Sophia's boyfriend.
Oh, hold on now. You had your wife?
Yeah, she went.
Your son?
Mm-hmm.
Your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
And then her boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because Jay's out of town, so we had extra tickets.
Oh, okay. I was going to say. Otherwise, that would have been a tight fit,
Yeah.
Julian probably would have been on the chopping block. And then if Julian's on the chopping block, then probably Sophia doesn't want to go.
Well, she was into it. Romina almost got knocked out of it because Danny wanted to bring one of his friends, and she's like, he can have my ticket. I'm like, no, I'm not going to dump you for one of Danny's little friends. So
Yeah, exactly. Look at you being a good husband.
So chivalrous.
Yes.
I thought about it, but I figured it would be easier. Because I want to deal with 2 kids.
How long is this?
But you want to have some sex this weekend, so
How long's this boyfriend been in the picture?
Oh my God!
Oh, a while now, 8 months.
Oh, really?
9 months.
Are they?
No, I don't think so. They don't have an opportunity to.
No. You didn't even know what I was. I mean, like, are they? Is it a big time serious deal?
Yeah.
And Sophia's a sophomore.
Junior.
She's a junior, and what about her?
He is too. He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler. Okay, polite.
Very polite.
No,
he fishes. He plays football and baseball and wrestles. He's a nice kid. He's smart.
All right, so this is one that
Italian.
Is this? Oh, Italian. There you go. Because you Italians like to keep it on brand, don't you?
Well, they listen.
Listen.
Do you know the family?
They have something called omerta. They understand.
Do you know the family?
Mm-hmm. The dad's a Florida cracker, and the mom's an Italian from the Northeast.
And
They're completely different people.
What's the Florida cracker do for a living?
He was a builder.
Oh, okay. All right. So he's a man's man.
Yeah, he's a builder, but he's not like he has a construction company. Like he did big building.
Right.
So he's semi-retired now.
He's like the general contractor of a company that he owns.
Mm-hmm.
When I return,
but he fishes and hunts and stuff like that. I mean, he's a Florida guy. He knows you. He likes dirt tracks. I mean, he knows.
Right. Thank you. He knows you. He likes dirt tracks.
But he's a hunter. He's a Florida guy.
That's how I'm described. He likes you. ... He likes dirt tracks.
I just make it a negative way.
Oh. When I return, the fan who caught Otani's 50-50 ball, was it, Seth, did you say $300,000?
Yes.
He turned it down?
Yeah.
Oh, it's worth $1 million plus, isn't it?
What I mean?
Yeah.
Someone said 1.2. I read.
It's really tough to put a price on it since it's never actually happened before. It's kind of like a make your own price deal, but it's definitely worth more than $300,000.
Would you take $3 for it, or would
Me?
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, but I'm not. Hold on, I'm not. Wait for my payday.
You're not looking for long-term investments. You're looking to get rich quick.
Well, I mean, unless somebody from an auction house is like, listen, I can guarantee you $1 million right now. I'm like, okay, but if they offer me $300,000 and I could get, a Shohei bat and ball and maybe some sort of Shohei girlfriend experience, I think I would definitely take it.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development
Mummy's
here.
girl beat my girl.
In the next 2
my
days,
girl and your girl are the
80%
two
in the
worst
next
at
7 days, still
fantasy
within the
football.
high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive.
And then, Mummy, your girl just out of nowhere fucking pops a fucking Jonathan Taylor with some other motherfucker.
Next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October.
We beat her on everything.
But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying
He shit
pretty
the fucking
alive.
bed.
For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national
fleeing to the
September,
Cybertruck.
October.
Can I use the shelter?
2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall,
Did you drive the
no big
Cybertruck
changes
yesterday?
with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive.
Like if you go to a country concert there,
they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October.
I don't understand the mechanics of a lover. I don't, but I just knocked it down a notch. That should be sufficient to having it on 2 with a
hat on. One natural is probably the same as two with the hat.
50% in the next
I'm
2
just saying
days,
it didn't burn out. There's no fire last break. I had it on the whole time. It's going to take a wash and deteriorate. I'm just going to take a put it on E. If you don't like it,
surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For MS97L, they bumped up the odds.
You're never chilly.
Here, 50% in the next 2 days.
The weather's turning outside.
Still within the high
fall
category.
now.
So overall, no big changes.
Yeah, it is. Fall started the other day. Well,
fall started on Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah, well, fall
anomalous here to begin with. So it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For MS97L,
still only getting down to
bumped
74
up the
tonight.
odds of development here.
Is it going down to 74?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. The low tonight. The low for the next 7 days. The low is 74. Man, during summer it's like 78.
Today
is going to be 91
doesn't surprise me that
for the high.
MDR
That's
is
not
still
fucking
staying
fall.
pretty alive. For MS97L, they bumped up the
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. All at the Bubba Army now returns.
Fish on the J gave me this badass portable fan that I could use for myself, but I instead, and it's US, like it you can charge it with a USB and it can last for a long time. I just keep it plugged into the USB, so it's always ready to go. And I thought, well, you know what? I'll share it with Seth because we sit up here together, and I'll just, instead of have it pointing to me, I'll have it point to Seth, and because he's always kind of every once in a while mentioning that he's a little hot. One of the reasons why I am not always hot is because I got a fan that strategically blows right on me, keeping me cooler. So indeed, like Dan and Lummy and people down there, they can get hot at where I keep the air. It's a very fine equation, the air here, Lummy. I'm in charge of the air.
It's right next to you.
It's it fluctuates between 77 to 75 at any one time. And it really has a lot to do with how many, like when Jay comes in, I'll have to knock it down one because an extra hot body, and well, I don't know.
He radiates a lot of heat.
Yeah, well, all you Diacos do. And Seth radiates a lot of heat too. So I'm like, you know what? In this little fan that Fished on the J got me is so cool. It all folds into a little compartment. Like it all can fold into itself, and it has a remote control, and it has 1 through 4 adjustments. Well, I had it on 2 today. And by the way, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this fan because I already have one. I'm going to use it and point it to Seth, kind of backdraft him a little bit, kind of pointing to his left side. And I think up until today, it's been perfect for him. I think you've liked it.
Yeah, it's very glorious. Thank you.
Does it keep his aroma to his side and your aroma?
No, it has nothing to do with aroma. He's always on chucking
chucking circles.
He doesn't chuck the rings like he used to. He chucks them outside. He's been very cool about that.
Thank you.
So today I put it, made sure it was strategically put so that it was pointing on him, on his back left shoulder. And then I guess it was a little too much. Rather than to ask me to back it down, he puts a hat on top of the fan. So I, during the break, see that there's a Caitlin Clark hat on the fan. And I tell him, Seth, you're going to burn up the motor. And he's like, what do you mean you're going to burn up the motor? I'm like, well, a fan, in order to push air, it has to have a proper intake. The back of the fan has to be unobstructed for it to be able to work properly.
It has to suck without obstruction so it can blow.
Like if there's something that's covering the back of the fan so that it can't get clean air to push, then you're putting extra strain on the motor and you can blow it up. When all you had to do is just tell me to knock it down a notch, and he can't seem to wrap his head around the fact that a fan could blow up based on it having its intake obstructed.
You think like we're gonna have some sort of like Hezbollah fan explosion if I put the hat on?
It just won't work.
Yeah, it turns into a beeper.
No, it just won't work. It just will. One day it'll just not work anymore, and we've ruined a perfectly good fan when all we had to do was to knock it down a notch and not put a Caitlin Clark hat on it.
How do you have such a vast knowledge of fans?
Well, it's
Does this just come with being a man?
Well, it kind of comes with just being a man and knowing I'm not, being a little bit mechanical on how stuff works.
Okay.
Like for instance, your intake air filter on your car. If it's dirty, your car's gonna not breathe as well and not get the fresh air that it needs to. Because do you know how a gasoline combustible engine works?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the
Please tell us.
What are the elements of combustion on a gasoline motor?
That's a weird way to ask it.
What do you need in order to create?
You need a motor.
Okay, I know. Within that motor,
you need a valve stem.
Well, you do need a valve, but how does it create the explosion, the combustion, in order to make the piston go back down and then come back up?
With pressure.
Okay. What are the elements that are involved to create that pressure?
Carbon monoxide and motor oil?
No. You need oxygen.
Okay.
You need a spark plug, and you need compressed fuel.
Wow.
And air. And air. I said
off.
oxygen. Oxygen. You need oxygen, a spark from a spark plug, and then fuel. And what happens is the fuel is compressed by the piston, and the fuel is let into the combustion chamber by a valve that opens, and it throws fuel down there. It explodes, then the other valve opens and lets out the exhaust and then puts more fuel back in. But one of the key elements is oxygen, air.
Okay, oxygen.
So that is controlled by your air filter. And if your air filter is clogged, then your motor's not running efficiently, which will result with either one, it maybe not even running at all, or two, at least horrible gas mileage, or three, horrible gas mileage and rough running.
And this all draws a parallel to a desk fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if the back of this fan, see this fan? If the back of it is impeded, like something's against it,
yes,
then it cannot suck properly to be able to push properly.
I apologize. No, I did not mean to cause any sort of fire hazard.
Next time the fan's too much or too little, just tell me. I'll make the necessary adjustments.
I don't want to bother you.
And we'll get you on the speed that you need, buddy.
I like to be low maintenance.
Well, putting a hat over it is not low maintenance. That's going to create a long-term issue, my friend. But you know what? You learn something every day now.
Would you accept my sincerest apologies on that?
Yes, no problem.
Thank you.
And, just tell me next time, Sponjo, can you turn the fan down a little bit instead of putting a hat on top?
Yes, sir.
No big deal. As we talked about earlier, the fan who caught Ohtani's 50-50 ball, and like Seth said, there's no gauge as to what this ball could potentially be worth, because there's no baseball player in the history of modern baseball that has obtained this level. 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. In fact, I can't think of really anything in baseball that hasn't been done before. I mean, maybe there's never been a guy that pitched a perfect game and hit a home run. I mean, I'm sure there's all types of intangibles. As to something that's never been done before.
We are kind of having history with, as old as baseball is, the White Sox are going to have the worst season of all time in baseball this year.
They got a couple games to win.
What's the record?
What's the worst?
They are like 36 and 120.
All right, and so what's the worst in modern baseball?
They're tied for it right now.
So that means they have to lose out the rest of the games.
If
they lose one more game, I think.
Yeah, they only just have to lose one more game, and they have the worst. So they have 6 games, and they just have to lose one more.
Oh, they're going to for sure do that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's locked in.
But I think that's history to be able to, for baseball, been around, I don't know, 1900 before that, to all of a sudden see the worst team of all time in your lifetime. It should be special.
But there's no piece of memento that, I mean, where you get the game ball on the, you get the game ball.
It's a season of memories, Bubba.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you go in a modern era, they got to get to 40 wins. They got to be below 40 wins because the Mets, technically in the modern era, 1962.
Hello?
It's 40 and 120.
Who's this?
Don't ruin this for me, Lummy.
You want to be the worst?
Yes.
Who's this?
Hi, it's Jeff.
Oh, I see. I didn't put it on hold because it's that one guy.
I didn't put it on hold because it's the one guy.
It's an unavailable number. I don't put unavailable numbers on hold.
Is this? Well, maybe this will be.
It's that guy that calls all the time
that tries to be negative.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff.
Actually, hi. I just want to say, Clem, it's great to hear you. I'm a big fan of yours. I've been listening to you since your WPFRMM days, and just to say, nice to talk to you.
All right, Jeff. How are you, my friend? Where do you live, Jeff?
I live in Evansville, Indiana.
Oh, perfect. Nice. We're a fellow. We're fellow Hoosiers, my friend.
You got it, big guy. I love your show. I'm a big fan of yours, and I've been following you for the last, I think, 15 or so years.
Hey, Bubba, he's
I'm
lying.
just a fan. It's an honor to talk to you. I'm a big fan.
All right. So the minute I find out
it's Charlie
that you're being a dick and you're trying to get some stuff in, I'm going to let you go. So listen, Charlie or Dick or whatever, you control your own destiny with me, my friend. We can either have and it can be constructive. There may be some things that you don't like that I'll listen to, but
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm just calling to say hi.
All right.
You can hang up on me. I'm just a phone.
Okay, cool. Okay. So anything else you'd like to talk about, my fellow Hoosier, or is that it?
I like it. I'm just curious. Can I ask your opinion on what's going on with the WNBA? And the whole thing is racist toward this whole Caitlin Clark thing. I actually was a fan. My she's a basketball player, but the whole thing just seems completely out of control. There's just massive racism towards her. I'm not sure.
You don't have a kid.
I think I kind of get it. Huh?
You don't have a kid.
No, my daughter. She plays basketball. She's a high school basketball. She's a sophomore.
Yeah. What school does she go to?
I do agree with you somewhat. I think that it is racist and it's skewed to be anti-Caitlin Clark. I think the referees allow a lot of hard fouls on her, but hey, it is what it is. They're doing it because she's a generational type player. Although she had a horrible first game of her first playoff game against Connecticut, they got their ass kicked. She was horrible on the from the line. I think she was like 4 for 20 or something like that. I don't know. But, I think she's, obviously, a generational player. I don't necessarily disagree with what your statement with racism towards her is. So, yeah. What else you got?
You don't agree or you don't disagree?
I don't disagree with him.
Can I say something about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump?
Sure. We get into, I saw a bunch of people bitching about Friday's show as politics. I'm going to make this statement right now to everybody that listens to the show, whether you like it or you don't like it. A lot of people listen just to hate the show, but it's going to be tough to find any show that's not sports related or any has some type of niche. If it just talks about what's happening in the community or what's happening in pop culture, it's going to be tough not to talk about politics. We're 50-some days, 50, 51, 52 days away from one of the most contested, one of the most important contested unknown elections in our lifetime. So it's going to be tough not to keep that out of our monologues or our opinions, if you will. So if you're just going to hate on the show because we're talking about, but by the way, we're an hour into the show. I don't think we've mentioned politics one time.
Not till this caller.
Nobody wants to give us credit on that. But anyway, continue on, Charlie.
So Kamala Harris's father. Listen, I have problems with both parties. There's good, there's bad. I truly believe that. But I've been hearing all these things about Kamala Harris's father. His name was Donald J. Harris. He was a Jamaican economist. He was a professor emeritus. I don't know what the word emeritus means, but he was
emeritus. That means like he's a retired professor. He's been there a while. Emeritus is sort of like an honorary professor.
Right. It's usually a good thing.
Okay, so
yes, it's usually an honor.
So I heard something earlier. I heard something earlier, a couple of days back, and I wanted to research it because I didn't believe it. It turns out that he was a professor in 1975 at Stanford University. He was also a professor at a professional university in San Francisco. In 1975, his salary was a little over $110,000 per year. Her mother was an attorney. She was making approximately $80,000 per year. Combined income was almost $200,000. So in 1975, $200,000 compared to today's dollar is what? Maybe what is your take on that?
Well, here's the deal. I don't know your figures to be accurate. I'd have to verify them through, whatever. If you were just asked my opinion, she's really rode hard on I came from a middle class, very middle class family whose mom couldn't afford to get us a house until she was a teenager. To me, that doesn't sound very. In 1975, a combined income of $300,000+ does not sound very middle class. $200,000+ doesn't sound very middle class to me. But I would have to research all that, and at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Can you research that, because it's an absolute fact?
Okay, well, it's just another one of the things that she's spewing out. I think Kamala Harris would be better served to start drilling down on some of these ways that she's going to change things. That's what people want to hear. Now, I'm not trying to make this Trump versus Kamala talk. I'm just trying to say that as an outsider or an objective opinion, when she talks about how she's going to change the economy, how she's going to cut groceries down, how she's going to cut fuel prices, how she's going to do, I think that she needs something besides the interviews that I've seen her participate in. She needs something of substance where she says, I'm going to do it this, and this way, and not give me a continual history lesson as to where she came from. That's it. That's strictly my opinion.
I don't know the political background of the four individuals, including yourself. My gut says maybe one or two of you might be for a Democratic Party. In your opinion, do you think the election will be honest?
No, I do not.
It's already not.
I think for both sides. I think there's going to be effery involved in both sides. I do not. It doesn't mean that. Hold on. Mean? I just think there's going to be all types of games played on both sides of the fence. I don't know. And here's the thing. If Donald Trump loses, a lot of people are like, well, he's not going to recognize the law. He's in no position or any power not to recognize the loss. It isn't like he has to vacate the White House. All they got to do is move Biden stuff out and Kamala stuff in. So it doesn't matter.
Literally across the street.
It doesn't really matter whether Donald accepts the loss or not. The Electoral College, which was tested more than ever this last election.
Yankee Jib, $10.
They're going to do the right thing. The Electoral College has never not gone by the way of the way the state that they represent. So I don't think the election will be fair, but I think there'll be effery on both sides of the fence. And it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter on who doesn't accept what. The Electoral College will gather in early January. They will, the Vice President of the United States, well, oddly enough, it'll be Kamala, will it not? Isn't she preside over that's a little odd, because remember,
the Vice President presides over the elections.
The Vice President is the one that certifies the Electoral College. That's going to be a little, odd, but I'm sure she will I'm sure she will be as fair as Pence was if she loses. Obviously Pence and Trump lost, and Pence was not persuaded by Trump. He did the right thing. I think she'll do the right thing. Regardless of winning or losing, she'll accept the Electoral College recommendations, and it'll be okay, and we're going to be okay. Whoever the winner may be, they'll be able to take. They'll be at an inauguration, and they'll have their hand on the Bible, and they'll be our next president, regardless if it's her or him.
So you just said that she would accept it. Here's what I believe. I believe that if she loses, there's going to be massive rioting, burning. The United States of America, you're going to get these lunatics that are going to burn down the United States of America.
Charlie, thank you for...
I'm sorry, who?
Evansville. appreciate your call, my friend. I'm not going to go down this I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole right now. Okay. Thank you. I'm not gonna. I don't think that there's going to be. I'm not going to go ahead and start putting rioting in the streets and things like that. I'm trying to be a little, give the system a little bit more credit than that.
Well, that's the effort that you're talking about, Bubba. It's before the election, there's ways to manipulate the election, and that is by disparate news coverage, and that's with also misleading polls, which are meant to disillusion and disincentivize voting.
I think none of the polls. And also fear. I think none of the polls matter.
No.
I don't think. No. I think people can see through all of that. I think it's all going to come down to Pennsylvania. It's all going to come down to Pennsylvania.
That's in one state.
Yep, we broke it down when we had Brian in here, and here's the.
Brian, God bless him.
Well, but here's how everything is leaning right now, and if you look at it's 270 to win. And if you look at it, I did this morning, as a matter of fact. I looked at who was winning in Arizona. It was Harris plus like 1.5. So I gave Arizona blue. Nevada was almost a dead tie. I think Harris is up in Arizona, Nevada, and Michigan. She's up. Trump is up in North Carolina and Georgia. So if you were to give Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, and Virginia all to Kamala, and you give North Carolina and Georgia to Trump. Now, I'm not trying to talk politics, just telling you what I got here. It goes down to what Brian says, and I truly believe it all comes down to Pennsylvania. Because right now, take Pennsylvania out as a toss-up, which, by the way, Harris is trending plus 1.5 in Pennsylvania. It's 268 to 251, and whatever color Pennsylvania goes is who wins the election. Which, if you put it, talk about, Dan, look how narrow if Trump wins Pennsylvania, he wins 270 to 268, probably the closest election in the history of our country. If Kamala wins Pennsylvania, then it's a little bit of not a landslide, but it's a very convincing 287 to 251. So, it all comes down to now if Donald could pick off in Arizona or Nevada, or if he could somehow win Michigan, then it changes everything. But if you go by what are they saying right now, that's what it is. And if you go by them saying that Kamala's 1.5 plus, Pennsylvania, that's what you got right there. 287 Kamala, 251 Trump. That's what it's saying today. I like this map. It's certainly, this is the map, Lummy, I think that we'll use election night.
Yes.
But,
Perfect.
it just goes to show you Pennsylvania. I would be just... Now, I think that the Pennsylvania data that we're getting is maybe a little skewed.
You think?
I think, and listen, all of the polls, if I'm not mistaken, are plus or minus 3%.
Yes, a lot of them have a margin of error, and the differences are within that margin of error,
right.
Which means it's a toss-up.
So if you look at this, if I just go back to and put states within the margin of error, toss-up, let me do this. These are all the states that are currently within the margin of error. Boom. Now it's I
don't think we can see anything.
Oh, you're right, guys. I'm so sorry, Seth.
You're okay.
Fan got me. So if you go to margin of error, and let me Google North Carolina and Georgia, because they may if Trump's not up by 3, then it goes to a toss up. Georgia and North Carolina. I don't know that Trump is plus over 3 on either one of those. Give me those stats, and I can lock in that particular color. And that's what it's looking like right now. 219, 236 Dems. That's with Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and then look up Wisconsin as well. What do you got on?
On North Carolina right now, it looks like Harris is 1 point.
All right, that's margin of error. Then Georgia.
Right now, it's got. It looks like Trump is 2 points.
Okay, that's margin of error. What about Michigan?
I'm looking Michigan up 1 second.
Michigan. See, Demi, so Dan, see, it's going to come down to these states.
Voter turnout. So that's why the news cycles and the disillusionment of misleading polls can be really effective in skewing an election. Because if
it's got Trump at 2 points in Michigan.
In Michigan, it's got Trump 2 points? Okay.
Yeah. If it discourages people from voting, it manipulates the election.
If Trump wins Michigan, it's lights out.
Right.
It's lights out. What's Wisconsin? Let me just the last one for you to look at. If Trump wins, and again, I think we're talking politics, but in a middle of the road, just giving you the stats type deal. I'm not telling you which one I'm just giving you the stats as to what state's skewing which way. I'm not giving you my opinion on where you should vote or who I think's going to win. I'm just.
It's got Harris 2 points.
Wisconsin.
Yes.
All right, so then that's a toss-up, right? Plus or anything below 3 is a toss-up, right?
Pretty much.
Wow. So look at that. It comes down to
those 7 states.
It does.
I mean, it really does every single time.
And realistically,
it's all voter turnout.
And realistically, it comes down to 3: Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Or I guess North Carolina, because they got 16. So Pennsylvania with the most at 19. Michigan at 15. Wisconsin at 10. Arizona at 9. Talking about their electoral power. Nevada at what is that 6 or 9? I can't quite see.
6.
And Georgia at 16.
Yes.
So it comes down to Dan, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia.
Yeah,
that's where it comes to. Watch this. If Trump pulls a rabbit out of his ass, and let's say he loses Pennsylvania, but he picks off, and I think Brian said that Nevada is Trump because of that no taxes deal. He wins. He could lose Arizona, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania and still win it.
But he's got to get North Carolina, which is a stretch. And he's got to get Nevada, which is still, precious, but it's attainable.
Yeah, but and he's got it. And
right now, Nevada is 0.8 for Harris.
So that's within the plus.
Yeah.
Again, so there it is. That's what you got. You got Arizona, Nevada, Michigan. I'm sorry. You got Arizona. Let me put this to toss up. So you got Arizona, Nevada. Here are the states that are going to determine our next president. Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. That's it. That's the whole shooting match right there. Without those states, you got Trump at 219 and you got her at 226. Now you start picking off these states blue and red, things change dramatically. It's but that's where it's coming down to, and I think Lummy, it comes down to, after it's all said and done, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Unless Trump can pull, you say Trump's a plus in Michigan.
Well, I'm looking at this new. Now it has Harris at plus 2.5.
Oh my God.
Yeah, in Michigan.
That's almost within the margin where I gotta mark Michigan at blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are any of these polls real? Are any of these polls really accurate? It's been so frustrating because the polls have been so far off. They're so misleading, and they're designed sometimes, and some people argue, to discourage people from going out and voting.
Well, yeah.
And telling everybody if Trump wins, there's going to be riots in the street. That's fear-mongering. That's, again, trying to avoid people.
I think no matter who, we got to go to words because we're way late, but here's my opinion. No matter who wins, the person that wins will take over seamlessly as the president of the United States.
Yeah, there'll be a seamless transfer of power, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
like there always is, like there was last time.
I think that they'll learn from the January 6th thing.
It was still seamless.
It was. I understand, but there was like nearly 3,000 people arrested. I think there was. I think that's the number. Was it 1,800 or 3,000 people arrested for the J6? Maybe you can ask a little girl.
It probably started off near 18, and now it's closer to 3.
Good morning, Alexa. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1889, a little company called Nintendo was founded in Japan and started making playing cards.
Damn.
They went on to make a cartoon plumber famous and cause millions of people around the world to search the streets for monsters.
Yeah.
Did you say 1889?
Yeah, they made this little cards.
Jeez.
1889, they started making playing cards?
Yeah.
And now they are what they are?
It took them like 100 years to get in the actual Nintendo game after that.
Hey, Alexa, how many people got arrested in the January 6th riots?
From CBSNews.com. More than 1,387 individuals have been charged in connection with the January 6th riot, the news release said.
1,300?
1,400. Again, closing out the Ohtani deal. Los Angeles Dodgers superstars. Is it Shohei Ohtani?
Yes.
Hit a historic home run on Thursday, and a lucky fan caught it. Could get an unbelievable historic payday. Ohtani, the $700 million man, and likely the 2024 National League Most Valuable Player. Well, how can he not?
How could he not be? Exactly.
Can anybody? Off the top of your head, can you even think of who could potentially be second?
Well, Judge, because he's had so many home runs, but
League.
Yeah, they'll
it's
both
American
win
League.
But do they ever have like American League, a National League, and then an overall, or they always have two?
It's two.
It's always two.
Yeah.
Okay. The first player in Major League history to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases. Now, Seth, I guess he was playing. Where was he playing when he hit this historic night, 50 and 50?
Miami.
Miami.
I'm just saying, like, is that now the team, the Miami Marlins, they own the bases, correct? The facility owns the bases.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would that base be worth just as much? I would think.
Base probably going right to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, those bases they pop right off.
Yeah, baseball's going to take that.
Yeah, like they're not going to allow that up for auction.
No, the Marlins aren't going to be like, hey, we're taking this and selling this to make payroll.
And they're also not just going to leave it out there for next game. Like they've already pulled it up probably.
I'm assuming so.
Right. I think one of the rules when they did the pitch clock is they made the bases bigger.
They did make the bases bigger, and it's when you see them side by side, it's significant. Even though it's only like 3/4 of an inch in each direction, but it makes it easier to steal because it's a shorter distance. That was the argument to make the offense better.
He finished the pursuit of that milestone with a monstrous 6-hit. Isn't it arguably one of the greatest one single game performance ever? His 6 for 6, 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases. Except for hitting for the cycle, I don't even know if hitting for the cycle is impressive as that.
Not as much as going 6 for 6 with 10 ribbies and 3 bombs.
The 50-50 season was achieved with a home run to right field. The ball initially took a bounce in a pitching bullpen before landing in the stands, giving the fans a mad scramble to get that historic baseball. The piece of cork wrapped in cowhide might as well be made of gold, as it could fetch an unheard of amount at auction. One lucky fan was able to get his hands on it and wisely bolted out of the stadium. Yeah, like. You could get robbed for that, couldn't you?
Especially in Miami.
Mugged, robbed, beat up by a crowd.
The fan who caught, if I caught that ball, I would call Rob Kahn and a couple of my police buddies to say, hey, man, I'm going to be exiting out this gate. I need you there for me. The fan who caught Ohtani's 50th home run baseball has opted to walk away with it, a reporter mentioned, who covers the Marlins. Dodgers did not get it back. Man who caught Ohtani's 40-40 home run ball, the pinnacle of all baseballs, landed in my lap. He got Andy Slater, who hosts a talk show for the South Florida-based radio station Fox Sports 640, reported that the Dodgers offered the unidentified fan who caught the 50-50 one $300,000 for the baseball. Prices of historic sports memorabilia have skyrocketed in recent years. Just last month, the jersey worn by New York Yankees legend Babe Ruth, that was the one that against the Cubs where he called the shot, wasn't it? That's why I think the jersey that Babe Ruth sold recently for $24 million was proven to be the jersey that he wore on the infamous when he pointed to left field at Wrigley, Lummy, or wherever they were playing, and he knocked it out. I think that's one of the reasons why. Somebody looked that up.
24.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
His shot called 24.
That's what made it, Ohtani's 50-50 ball probably won't reach heights quite that high, but it's safe to say that a fan who caught it could receive a really nice payday in the near future. As of September 21st, Ohtani's already recorded 52 home runs and 53 stolen bases with 7 games left. Now, are they in the middle of a pennant race right now, Lummy, or could they sit him, or does he not want to sit?
They can sit him. The Dodgers are pretty much locked in. I don't think he wants to sit. It seems like he just enjoys playing.
How many more games does he have left?
7, you said, right?
Could he go 60-60?
No.
I mean, Seth, would that make the 50-50 ball worth less money if he went 60-60?
No,
let's not forget he went 6 for 6 one night.
Right. No, because 50-50 still hasn't been done. So 50-50 would be worth a ton, and then 60-60 would be worth a ton.
Would be worth a double ton.
I don't know. If he had 7 bombs this week, though, that'd be pretty crazy.
He had six games left, and 3 are in Colorado.
Oh, and isn't that a home run? Isn't that a home run friendly park?
Yeah,
because it's a mile high and the air is thinner.
Sure is.
Wow.
Little Wilbur's Afterbirth, $100 on the Cash App.
Seth, could you imagine? Hey, Johnny, 50-50 ball. Glad you're feeling good, but I got the 60 ball. But now is the 60 ball not worth as much if there's not a 60 stolen base kicker?
Yeah, because now it's just.
I mean, it's 60. I mean, it's. I don't know.
Aaron Judge ball that when he hit 60.
What's the record? 72 with McGuire.
73.
Barry Bonds.
Did Barry Bonds?
Had 73.
73, yeah.
But weren't the balls juiced, and so was he? The only thing that was juiced more than him was the balls?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, with his big head. Well, I mean, that's why the Aaron Judge one went for $1.5 million when he had 62. What was it, last year?
That was because it beat Roger. He was a Yankee, and he beat Roger Maris.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to words. When we come back, with this P. Diddy stuff, supposedly Justin Bieber is, within the investigation or
There's a lot of speculation.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that P. Diddy may have done some stuff to Bieber, and Bieber's kind of keeping quiet about it to Gruber. P. Diddy needs more Gruber in his life. He'd be in less in trouble. We'll get to that next. Hold on.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
Odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with. So it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here. 50% in the next 2 days, 80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So overall, no big changes with the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L,
I didn't know anybody else was standing in our way, but if we need to lose the last 6
in the next 2 days,
make history,
80% in the next 7 days, still within the high category. So
I mean, it's not really that hard.
I just can't believe the national September, early October. But 2024 has been an anomalous year to begin with, so it doesn't surprise me that the MDR is still staying pretty alive. For Invest 97L, they bumped up the odds of development here.
Clearly, they need the first fucking
2 days,
pick.
80%.
They need the first 5 fucking picks.
36 and 117 by the Philadelphia A's.
Oh, okay.
In 1816.
White Sox. We say 36 and what?
36 and 117.
Okay, so the Sox are 36 and 120.
Woo.
53 and a half games back.
You got a chance.
You got a chance to make the playoffs.
It's all Reinsdorf's fault.
Oh man, he's a fucking scumbag. What's with her hot mic?
You good?
Yeah. Just trying to figure out what we're talking about.
Day Launder, good morning. Kenny Powers, a group of lips, Paul Skis, Iggy, Big Red, Nick the Gun Guy, Terry Global, Steve Coco, TK, God, Tricky, Brian Wilson, XXL, Evie, Thirsties, GR. Fish on J Fish, I guess.
The Orlando Content House, Shindig, it's going to be a bunch of dudes doing stuff dudes do. Happening November 15th and 16th. If you want to come see this freak show, email us, orlando@bubbaarmyhq.com. Let the crew know if you want to be registered for Friday Night Fight Night. orlando@bubbaarmyhq.com. The BTLS show now returns.
Lummy, I got to do a food review this week. Anything? As I was watching football yesterday, I saw Wendy's has got some new chicken nuggets. That they were slinging. I don't know if it is there. What's
sauce
that?
And nugs. You might be a waste of time, to be honest with you. I've had them a few times, and I don't know if sauced is the word I would use.
So they're kind of jobber,
kind of slightly jizzed on. I don't think I can say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you use the word jizz as juice.
Right.
Slightly,
with the sauce. They're very conservative with the sauce.
Right. Slightly jizzed on would mean lack of sauce.
Lack of juice.
Juice. You wanted a little more juice with your nugs, and you did. It seemed like they skimped on the jizz.
Well, in the advertisement, you would think they toss them in a big metal
them all
bowl.
Up. Yeah, I saw the commercial, and it's like, man, they slather them all. Then they even tell you better be careful if you try the ghost pepper ones. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, really, when you open them up, it's the equivalent of one little sauce packet between 10 chicken nuggets.
Oh, come on.
No, but
it's bad.
But the commercial leads you to believe, like you said, they're throwing them in a big, like the way Hooters does with their wings, like they're throwing them in a big, big sauce container, folding them into each other with the jizz. So hey, your words, Red. I'm just trying to make it. I'm just trying to get us out of trouble. I'm just trying to make it legal. I'm just trying to get jizz to be used in the right context of legality, and we are using jizz in the context of jizzus.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. Lummy, what do you...
Well, are you going back to Ocala this anytime soon?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, because there is this, it's called Slim Chickens. There's a new chicken place up in, right off the interstate in Wesley Chapel.
Slim's Chicken?
Yeah, Slim Chickens. Slim's Chicken.
Here's the thing. Friday, I am going to probably go to Orlando and see Dion.
Oh, cool.
So I won't be going, 275, 75.
Oh, okay.
I'll be fighting I-4. And I think I'm going to try. So I was texting Dion last week. I did text him about the game this past weekend, and
wholly exciting.
He's probably still, praising Jesus.
That's so exciting.
As he should be.
They had a concert in their locker room after the game.
He has a traveling DJ. He has a DJ that when they play home games, the guy keeps his stuff there all the time. But then he has a traveling DJ set where they have a DJ in the locker room at all times. Yes.
DJ Floppy Cock.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Whoa.
Is that what it is? Because if it's not, I gotta dump that.
Jesus,
you
Macho.
gotta dump regardless.
Macho. Like what? Do you not know the rules of the FCC? And then you just not say nothing.
These guys are running hot back there today, Bubba.
Macho Man, you can't say that. Macho, you can't. Hello, Macho.
Yeah, that was what Lummy wanted me to call myself.
No,
so I thought it would be okay.
What Lummy wants you to call yourself privately does not end up on the radio, buddy.
Privately.
You've been doing
I
radio.
mean, there's probably a lot of floppy ones in there.
Don't double down on what you can't say that, buddy. You can't. You should know that.
This segment's a wash. We should start over.
My Lord.
Oh, Lummy's really impressed with his name.
Just blurts it out. Full FCC violation. My God, Macho Man, I thought that you were more FCC compliant and knew the rules than any of us combined.
Lummy, you setting these guys up or what?
This was a private conversation that Macho Man and I had a long time ago. Comes out of it.
And you surprised you remembered.
It's not even a good name. Why? It's kind of like naming him that's kind of disrespectful. Why would you name him that?
It was a joke. It was a gimmick.
Well, don't plant his mind with.
Find him the video, Lummy.
All right,
I don't know if we can play the video.
Oh, not on air. But Bubba can see it.
Listen, let's just go ahead and regroup. I almost feel like just going to words.
I haven't seen Lummy this giddy since the Bucks won the Super Bowl, man.
Lummy, you're being giddy over a potential. I had to I dumped it.
Yeah, because Macho's so buttoned up on that stuff, and then all of a sudden he just
blurts it out.
Yeah,
turn his microphone off if he's going to blurt out FCC violations. My Lord, Macho Man.
Is he running hot because people were calling out the weather during the hot mic?
Yeah, the weather babe.
I don't know.
You don't know what's going on, do you, Bubba?
No, I'm just trying. No, I do not.
It's okay.
I do not know the
Wendy's and their stupid nuggets.
So I simply asked for if there was a restaurant, a fast food restaurant that has a drive-through that currently has something new that they're promoting. Or something, something like that. I was just looking for a food suggestion.
Yes.
I could always go just review a triple cheeseburger at wherever. I don't know.
Now that I know kind of where you're going, I'll find something for you.
Maybe, does Popeyes got anything new?
Not really, no.
Have you tried their wings?
Popeyes?
Yeah, they're not new, but a lot of people say they're really good
You
for
know what?
fast food wings.
I might on my way to. No, I'll be by myself. Maybe I need to try some Popeye wings. They're not new, but again, a lot of people are saying they're relatively new, aren't they? They're relatively new.
They add new sauces every now and again.
All right. The only bad thing is the nearest Popeyes is down by Lummy's place, off of 275, and it's straight ghetto.
Yeah,
it's just straight. Like that's one of the worst parts.
Well, I mean, Popeyes usually is not in the greatest areas in Tampa.
It's part of the experience.
Yeah. Whether you're going to get robbed or not.
It's not family friendly like KFC, Bubba. It's rough.
Yeah, by the
it's
way,
the outskirts of society.
Did you see who endorses KFC?
Chickens?
Dion and his family. He's got Bucky. He's got Shador. He's got Shiloh and himself. And they endorse, and it's a $20 pack. You can get X amount.
Oh, I saw that because I wanted to make it $21, but it's only $19.99.
Dion goes, I wanted to make it 21.
Yeah, I heard that commercial.
Yeah, I mean,
that was kind of funny.
God, I
All over the place.
watched TV. I watched a lot of football this weekend, and I saw him. Dion's endorsing Kentucky Fried Chicken. He's endorsing Aflac with Nick Saban. He's endorsing DirecTV with the 3 pigeons. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
With 3 pigeons and the one
Judge Prime with the necklace.
Yeah.
I actually hate that I like that one.
And
you hate that you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Aflac, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and DirecTV or YouTube TV. That's probably a pretty damn good payday, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those aren't,
Yeah, I mean, he's not making Shador money at all, but he's not doing too bad for himself.
True. Justin Bieber, I guess, when asked about the P. Diddy allegations, said, I'm just focused on being a great dad and husband after the P. Diddy Combs arrest, supposedly. Justin Bieber is focused on his family. Is he ever going to be a pop star again, or is he...
Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
You mean because of his damage to his face and his singing, or are you talking about because of his reputation?
Because one, he's made so much money. If he managed it right, he probably wouldn't have to work again. 2, he's a dad now and a husband. Does that guy go out on the road and it
didn't stop the Who.
Yeah, but
these guys, when eventually he'll run out of money and he'll start touring again. That's what they all do.
Amidst his friend and longtime collaborator Sean P. Diddy Combs. His arrest, a source tells people exclusively to the musician, age 30, is keeping things centered around his wife, Hailey Bieber, and their son, Jack Blues. Is that his name? His son's Jack Blues Bieber?
Baby Jack.
Jack Blues Bieber?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an episode where he spent 2 or 3 days straight with P. Diddy when he was really young, and they're really kind of highlighting what happened for those 2 or 3 days when he was P. Diddy's body guy for 3 days.
Yeah, they're saying that Usher turned him over to Diddy for 48 hours.
Yeah,
so hold
and
on.
he was
Usher turned Bieber over to Diddy for a couple days.
Yeah.
And like a human trafficking.
Yeah.
Here's this young boy that's trying to get into the business and take advantage of him while you can.
I mean,
play like your Swiss cheese.
I mean, that's how it's being framed. There's videos of Bieber with Diddy, and Diddy's, gifting him a car, I think, when he's 15. And then there's also videos of Diddy going, why don't you call him anymore? Why aren't we hanging out? And then there's interviews with Justin Bieber where he's talking about, he went through things in the music industry that he would never wish upon anybody. So people are trying to put everything together. The narrative that a lot of people are pushing right now is that, he was definitely abused by Diddy.
And as Usher, now if Usher, this is a big F, but if Usher, if it indeed went down the way you said, and Usher gave Justin Bieber to P. Diddy, doesn't that put a ton of heat on potentially Usher?
Yes. Well, all of Usher's tweets got deleted yesterday, and so people thought that he was starting to scrub stuff. But then he said that he got hacked, which I don't believe. And Pink also deleted all of her tweets. So
yeah, but Pink's
now is Pink supposedly in the P. Diddy world?
There's the community notes that said Pink did it. I think 6 months ago. Said she was getting off of X.
Okay.
Following the arrest, the U.S. Attorney Damian Williams released a statement that P. Diddy had been taken into custody by federal agents based on the then sealed indictment. But upon being unsealed the next day, it revealed that the rapper-producer was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. I mean,
and now everybody's going, what's wrong with being freaky? What's wrong with owning baby oil?
Well, I mean, I'm not sticking up for P. Diddy.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That there's another side of people that are defending him at this point.
And I'm not defending him, but I'm asking in question form, if you're a guy that has that type of money and you hire some hookers to take care of you're having the boys over and you hire some hookers and you pay them. I mean, is that now in today's world not framed as hiring a hooker? Is that instantaneously now in the world that we live in? Is that sex trafficking?
Unless you're in Vegas, it could be.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, arguably.
Like there's no just, P. Diddy hired 14 hookers, paid them all. They had sex with a bunch of his dudes, and they left.
I don't think anyone's mad about that. I think people are mad about getting drugged and then raped at his parties.
Yes. Now,
and I think that's a completely different game.
So here's
hiring
the deal.
entertainment's one game.
Yeah,
and I also think that I also think whether it was legal or illegal, I think he used his power, like Harvey Weinstein did, and made people do things they didn't want to do in order to, get what they wanted in the music business.
They may be able to, like Seth, they may be able to cross-reference. Okay, so this particular girl had sex with however many different guys in lieu of getting a record label, and if they're able to show that probably really accelerates the not just hiring a hooker deal.
Well, I think
I'm sure there might have been just there. I'm sure within this whole mess there's just hiring a hooker deals. But there's a lot of other ones, like when you said they're drugged or they're promised record positions or...
Well, it's trafficking, and it's also about... And then there's also the part which everybody's hanging on, which is, who's on all these videotapes that he's got.
Right.
It's become, that it's that Obama's on there. They've literally listed anybody that's ever existed in human history to potentially be on these tapes. So I think you want to know, why are they on Diddy tapes? What did Diddy have on these people? How did they get on the situation? I think there's just a lot of questions.
Now,
and people
will there ever be a part where the federal government will never release who is on these tapes?
Ask the people that went to Weinstein, or went to Epstein Island.
Yeah,
ask the
those
people
never
that
got
were in
released.
Giselle or Ji's, whatever her name was, Giselle's list. All that stuff is gone, dude. Because it's powerful people that are doing everything they can to make sure that stuff doesn't come out. And I would not be surprised if P. Diddy ended up on the wrong side of a casket.
Also, reading stuff, it says that P. Diddy killed his ex-wife because she found, videos and she made copies of them, and that she died mysteriously of a pneumonia at, 47. So there's all these things that, people are starting to speculate, all these old videos that people are bringing up. So I don't know just how evil Diddy is, but it seems like, we're barely scratching the surface.
Oh, yeah, again, if there are very, very powerful people. Now, there's powerful people, and then there's people like Barack Obama, who's a whole nother level of powerfulness. And at that point, let's say Barack Obama might have been on one of these tapes. I gotta think that he would never have. I gotta think Barack Obama would have never, ever partook in any of that.
Where does Secret Service hang out while you're at the freak off?
Yeah, like, hey, I'm in room 512 with 6 chicks right now. P. Diddy got me all hooked up. You guys just stay close.
By the way, I M'd you Diddy getting arrested. They have the footage from his apartment building.
Oh, this
is new?
Oh, yeah. I think it is new, yes. Because before all we were getting was, just that when they were invading his home and taking stuff out, we never, at that point, he was never detained. It was just, they went through the house like a wrecking ball, grabbed all the stuff. I don't even know, was he even at either location that was?
No.
I don't think so. So this is, hold on, let me. And
watch him pop out.
Right. And supposedly he was at a hotel.
I don't know if that's a hotel or where he lived, but they were waiting for him.
Here comes the boys.
And that's when they got him the day early.
Give him the good news. Hand right on the shoulder.
Come this way. Now look at all P. Diddy's posse.
Yeah.
They're like, what now? I don't think we can really do much. I mean, I'd be going getting in the car and leaving.
Yeah.
They're saying this is the last time he's ever going to see the light of day.
All right, so this is them going to obviously an elevator. Are they probably maybe taking him up to his elevator to get some personal stuff or to change into something a little more comfortable while getting booked?
I don't know if it's that. I don't know where they take him. It's video of them getting him.
And now this is him walking out, and is he handcuffed at this point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the last time he's ever seen alive.
You think they're going to kill him?
No.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's going to kill himself?
He's on suicide
They're gonna
watch.
kill him. He's dead. I think he won't make 30 days. He won't make it to the election.
They said, I keep saying they, but I mean, I don't know who else says it, but apparently with the people who he's connected to, there's a lot of belief that he would actually, start saying names. They don't think that he's going to, sit in jail and not say any names, so that's why they're saying that, he could be killed.
Oh, so because of how powerful, allegedly, some of these people that are involved in whatever he's involved in. There's people saying that he might take a lick like almost an Epstein lick.
Yeah.
I mean, you just talked about Obama. You name dropped him. So think of how far down the rabbit hole goes when Diddy's been in the public eye for the better part of 30 years now?
At least 20, yeah.
It's like, was somebody using Diddy to get all of this leverage, and then who were those people? It's crazy.
Well, Diddy,
he's in danger.
Now,
that's why Mace left a long time ago.
But do you think that they'll learn from their Epstein deal and really have him cameraed up and really have him guarded 24/7 so that people cannot say that he's just going to get Epsteined and that's going to be somebody's going to look the other way?
They don't care. They need him to get Epsteined. They'll do everything they can to have him get Epsteined. All those people watching him want him Epsteined because they're worried because they're all going to crumble if he gets exposed and exposes all of their sins.
So do you go ahead, I'm Seth.
I guess there was I don't know if at certain police station or precinct or whatever, there was a picture, I guess, of Diddy hanging up. So they said that they loved Diddy and that he had a great connection with the police officers, and they were the ones that were helping him cover up a lot of this stuff.
But
so now the police are going to get in trouble if he opens his mouth. Everybody gets in trouble. There's no way he's opening up his mouth.
Yeah, but deep down, the only way that he can get any type of deal or any type of lighter sentence or any type of consideration at all is to start singing, right?
Do you think he's inherently a tough guy, or do you think he's inherently
I think he's
a little bitch?
I think he's a little bitch. I think if you have people coddling over you, if you have that much money and people coddling you for that long of a time, that you're not a man's man. He can't run an excavator or a grader or anything like that.
Do you think he's trying to protect his sexuality at all, or is that out the window?
I think that's. I mean, I think he's trying to protect his life. I think he's trying to protect his freedom and his life.
Mm-hmm.
And
so do you think he had his way with Justin Bieber?
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
People say Usher too,
and Usher.
And I mean,
I don't know. It's weird, Dan, because I don't know what I don't know what I don't think I would do anything with Diddy to make it in the music industry, and that's you've heard this for so.
I don't understand what you're saying. Say that again.
I said
I don't think I would do anything to make
these guys that you're allegedly saying that Diddy hooked up with Usher and Diddy hooked up with Bieber, and to me that would be not because they were attracted to Diddy, but because they needed Diddy's approval so they could make it in the music business.
You don't think that helped?
I'm saying I don't know how I've never wanted something so badly to where I would let a dude take me.
Yeah,
from behind.
Really? If they offered you Joe Rogan's podcast?
I don't think so. I mean, I know it does sound crazy. I don't know. I wouldn't
You're
do
going
that.
to try to tell me right now, hold on, I want you to be honest, that if a very influential...
If Joe Rogan said, you can have my show.
Well, I mean, he's
except I have to mount you from behind.
Yeah,
but he has to. You have to let him
for a weekend.
For a weekend, have your butt,
and you get the Joe Rogan show,
and you get to be on his network, and you get the push and the rub and the whole nine yards. But you got to give up. You got to give up that booty, and then you're talking about Then you start thinking about how much is that worth. I mean, I'm going to make a couple million. I'm going to make a couple million. a year.
And then do I just block out the trauma, or do I just
That's what everybody else does. That's what all the other actresses and actors do, and singers.
I think
they block it out.
I think everybody else blocks it out.
Do I channel it to my art and become a musician, or
Yeah.
I mean, what do
and
I
worship Satan in your later life? It all works out. It's just a formula.
I mean, I guess that's also kind of a question that you throw to everybody. Like, I mean, what is the ultimate thing, Dan, that you don't have that you would wish that you had? That would potentially, I
guess you're getting set up. I guess you're being set for life. If you make it in the music business.
I am so lucky. I have everything I want and need, and I really don't need to compromise myself. There's really nothing out there. What they're gonna do? Like offer me a bigger doctorship, a bigger lawyership, a bigger boat, a bigger house, whatever. It's the same thing.
Yeah. What if somebody
It's
said?
just the same thing.
All right, but let's just say yours comes with a number of 10 million.
Okay.
Because 10 million
is a game changer for anybody.
Yes, and especially for you. 10 million is a big time game changer for you.
Right. Shave or nair.
You don't own you don't have a payment on anything. That completely gets you out of whatever payment. You're completely debt free at 10 million. I mean everything. You're complete. I mean, and you're probably completely debt free with 6 million to spare. I mean, pay off the house, pay off everything.
Mm-hmm.
Buy the surgery center, pay off the Diaco Law place, like everything. $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to, let P. Diddy, have your butt for the weekend.
I had a similar conversation with Mike Allstott. And we were talking about the same concept, and we were talking about how Travis Kelce was, promoting the vaccines and how he sort of has been bought. And I told him the story about when I was a kid and we saw Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. And after we watched the movie, my mom came and had a very serious discussion with us and said, "Can you be bought?" And we all said, "No, never." And so since I was about 9 or 10 years old, I've always had the mantra that I can't be bought. I'm not going to sell my soul or my
liar.
Hole.
Liar. I think every one of us has a number.
Nah,
Lummy, you would.
Be more than 10 million.
Okay, maybe for you. I mean, I'd sell my butt for 10 million.
What? Can I ask this? I don't know how deep
Let's use that as a number. 10 million. Would you sell your butt for 10 million? I would. Don't hang me out, guys.
I'd be there with you, Bubba.
Lummy, I mean, you'd sell your butt for 10 million.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, it would really hurt, and it's something I'm not used to.
It may not hurt that bad.
I don't know.
It depends on who you're selling it to.
I mean, I'm just selling. I mean, and isn't there things that can I go to you and say, "Hey, Dan, can I get a bottle of that numbing cream that you got?"
Yeah, sure, Bubba. What do you need? What do you need it for?
Well, I don't necessarily need to tell you what I need it for, but
really?
I need it. I gotta numb up. Now, Dan, does that numbing cream that you have, does it numb up stuff?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I mean, you still feel
whatever.
You still may feel something.
But it would probably take a lot of the trauma away.
Yeah.
And let me, I would just be thinking, man, okay, just 2 days of this.
Just 47 more hours of this.
Yeah. And I'm a good talker too. I'd be like, hey, let's talk about some stuff. To keep the mileage down on the BH.
You doing a show while you're getting?
No, you
doing
gotta,
a show.
You gotta be
I'm talking about he's talking like he's just like giving them like entertainment.
No, after he gets, I mean, like I hope I would be so good that he could really get his party pretty fast.
Well, it's not wore out, so you probably would.
I would need to have some rules on it, like how many. Before I'm just giving it to you for 10 million, is it just going to be me and you, or is it going to be me, you, and Usher, and am I going to sit here and you guys get passed around, or
well,
what?
Supposedly, according to what people have said, is that certain guys used to get passed around till Diddy's boys.
I don't think I'm sexy enough. I'm a chubby guy, and I don't think I look that good naked. And I think that they may just want to, I might be a one-off. You know what I'm saying? I might get lucky. Hopefully there's a couple good-looking dudes.
I mean, I don't know. Rick Ross was apparently banging over at Diddy, so I'm sure you could get a little action.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think
Seth,
Rick Ross was doing it, though.
Seth, how about you? $10 million to have an ass party with P. Diddy for a Friday, Saturday. Get there Friday, leave Sunday morning. $10 million. And don't forget, Dan will give you some numbing cream.
I mean, Bubba, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
That's not anything I'm interested in.
to me, Lummy, I would be just I have to go to therapy probably because of it. But I'd be like, then the whole therapeutic process would be like, you actually did that for $10 million, you worthless slut.
Will they say worthless slut, or you $10 million slut?
Well,
I don't think a good therapist would tell you that.
Yeah, nah, they're gonna ask for $1 million for their therapy.
Their rates are gonna go from $300 an hour to a G-ball.
You got $10 million,
Rhett. I mean, I know everybody wants to be a man and say they wouldn't do it, but I mean, Rhett, what say you?
I'm gonna pass.
So, Lummy, is it just me and you?
Just me and you, Bubba. We're going to the party together.
Yeah. Okay. But Lummy, guess what?
Yeah.
We got $10 million when we're done.
What's that, like 6.4 after taxes?
Okay. It's cash. We don't have taxes on it.
$10 million
dollars after taxes.
No, $10 million cash.
With
$10 million
no taxes?
Cash.
No taxes.
In like Dubai?
Yeah. $10 million in a briefcase full of hundreds, my friend. $10 million.
Could take a couple briefcases.
Now, good luck on getting that money and buying anything with it, Lummy. That the IRS isn't coming around saying, because you can't put it in your bank account. You can't, and you can basically only buy stuff with it. But you can only buy stuff and get They only give you a $10,000 break on putting cash down. After that, they start writing reports up and stuff.
You're never gonna poop the same again.
I'm never going to poop. I may have $10,000 reconstructive surgery.
Mm-hmm. Pooping sideways, but that's okay.
Might be pooping in a bag the rest of my life.
Be a very nice bag.
Put your back on top.
I'd have to look to see what kind of equipment they're working with before I disagree to it. You know what I'm saying? If they were little, like Seth, then I wouldn't even worry about it.
But if they're walking in,
They're walking in like Ty J, maybe not. Yeah, I don't. I talk a good game.
Well, you got to remember, P. Diddy did provide a lot of baby oil.
Yes, a lot. And P. Diddy was not a huge guy either. He was a small guy. What was he, like 5'9"?
I think we should move on. Let me. This topic in itself is probably a problem.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
No, it's always like 3 minutes after the break is over. I think so. I don't know. He's in California. They talked about it. Just in case. That's great, though. I know. Keep them out. So more out.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take it up a little more.
Good job.
It's like the pivots loose. This part's loose. That was it. That was it. That needs to stay up there. Sure is. After birth. No. Good point.
When the sign said long-haired freaky people need not apply.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Need not apply.
After the story is finally told, I'm done. I'm done with talking about it. All I'm going to say is, go watch the documentary. That's it. If you want to know my side of the story, watch that, and you just might change your mind.
It's Sergeant at the power bank and I need to go. If my radio didn't know just what to do, no one could predict the shit show that wouldn't do.
This is not about the First Amendment. This is not about free speech.
You're the hot rival, you thought that you were free.
Not guilty.
Joined up with Logan from Level WE.
Other.
And just like brothers, you were close and family. You share vacation. And dedication. It's video kill, it's radio talk. It's video kill, it's radio talk. The headline came out and it broke your heart. You lost your home and almost lost your studio. While Hootie Cashin now refused to call the show. You were his best friend, now he treats you like his foe. Fight boy confessed it. And got arrested. His video killed his radio talk. His video killed his radio talk. And the same girl sings that up by FBI. Fight boy went down, read his Miranda right. The settlement came and it broke your heart. Making Hulk Hogan the highest paid porn star.
I'm just going to start calling myself Hall of Fame. I mean, like you know why? Ask me why.
Why?
Because I identify as such. It's so unbelievable how it all went down, then it's unbelievable. If that makes sense.
The real truth was never told. The real truth was settled in God's evil. The company fired me because they thought I was the one that did it. They now realize that the person they promoted is the one that did it.
John from Naples is final.
I used to be a multi-millionaire, but now I'm doing food reviews.
But we're still making money. I used to be a multimillionaire. Now we're doing food reviews. But we're still making money. So a lot of us, well, first of all, I want to get to this story. And I think that this is a great precedent for the younger athlete out there that thinks that he's all that. And even when you're, an established veteran, you have to prepare and rest your body and now act like a heathen. Washington Nationals demoted shortstop. Now, with C.J. Abrams, or whoever is the baseball guy here, is he a big star, or is he just a borderline, barely makes the team, they just called him up guy?
He's not like a superstar.
He's a rising star. He's only 23.
Yeah.
Made the All-Star team this year.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
All right, so that's
he's
different.
He's a mid-200 hitter.
So is this more of a disciplinarian deal more than a performance deal? Like, this isn't because he's 0 for 46 and hasn't got a hit since, June. This is more of, well, let me read the story. The Washington Nationals demoted C.J. Abrams, the shortstop, to the minor leagues because he stayed out all night at a Chicago casino before a day game against the Cubs.
Yeah, someone took a picture of him. He was out at the casino at 8 a.m. and they had a 1 p.m. game.
And he's still out.
Yes.
From the night before.
Yeah.
So, again, as a player, if they're going to pay you that kind of money, I think it's your responsibility to arrive at the ballpark rested and ready to go.
I mean,
that's part of your job.
Maybe he can play on a couple hours of sleep, but I think it's just more about the optics of, it looks better if you, are not out till late in the morning. It looks like you care more if you're not out and, you're in bed getting, the proper sleep.
I think optics is everything in today's social media. You really can't do a lot in public without, being discovered. And so, boom. Now, will he get called back up for next spring? Like, will he be on the opening day roster next year?
I mean, if they don't trade him, yeah, I definitely think he will. I mean,
are they that mad at him?
I think they set him down. I think that this is probably something that's happened before. I think they're trying to teach him a lesson. Obviously, it's the end of the season, so it doesn't make that major of an impact. But I think they sent him all the way down to single A.
I think they put him at triple A.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Trip. Now, Lummy, what about? Is there any Wonderland Franco? I mean, like, is he done? Like, is he Bubba the Love Sponged himself right out of the business?
The Rays are trying to keep that as far away as possible to the media. I mean, he's pretty much, there's no news on Wander Franco.
I mean, like,
he's done. The Rays, if he's not found guilty, the Major League Baseball will probably suspend him for.
All right, so he hasn't had his trial yet in the DR, has he?
No.
So when he does have his trial, if it would come up favorable for him, does that give him some? I see you guys got your protein shakes. I like that.
Does that give him some wiggle room with the Major League Baseball? Probably.
Seth Rhett?
I don't think so.
Seth, does that, if he comes back favorable, not guilty, because he's paid off the family, nobody's cooperating, they find him not guilty in DR, does that allow him to come back as a Ray, or will Major League Baseball step in and say, you're done?
No. Lummy, what's the name of that pitcher that had those accusations?
Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not back in the league, is he?
No,
and his was even like he was less guilty than Franco.
He hooked up with women that were illegal.
No, I'm convinced you got a pile of Wander Franco baseball cards you're sitting on because you ask about this every now and again. I don't think there's a guy. I don't think there's a lawyer good enough to turn the situation around for him.
Yeah. So the Colorado game this past Saturday night. I mean, wow. I wonder what kind of ratings. I think. Listen, my mom is now a University of Colorado fan and does not miss a game. My mom doesn't miss a Caitlin Clark game either.
I know, the two new phenomenons that just really changed the way people watch sports.
Really?
I agree.
I mean, I specifically, got my stuff done at the track by 6 o'clock Saturday so that I could travel home so I didn't miss the Colorado game. And then yesterday at 3 o'clock when Caitlin Clark came on, I was, jostling between the Packer. I actually had the Packer game on my favorites button. I had the Buck game on my favorites button, and I had the Caitlyn game, and I was going between the Bucks. I eventually gave up on the Bucks. I took them off my favorite button. I was just toggling between Green Bay and Caitlyn, and then I took off Caitlyn and just kept with Green Bay. I got to tell you that Malik, what's the guy's name?
Malik Harris.
He really is pretty good.
They're making it easy for him.
He's pretty damn good. I mean, I'd even say that maybe bench Love for him. I mean, he's a
product of your head coach.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he a pro? Is it, Seth, the reason why he, because very well, he goes back to Tennessee yesterday. Just 29 days ago, he was the second or third quarterback in a very crowded quarterback room in Tennessee. Is it because Matt LaFleur is a better offensive-minded coach and can build around this guy's talents than the Tennessee guy? Is that the difference?
I don't know the Tennessee guy, so I can't compare LaFleur to him. But LaFleur is the reason why. I mean, he's got talented players, but he is the reason that he can take a guy that looked like the worst quarterback in the NFL and turn him into a winner in a matter of weeks.
Well, even surface level. I mean, you can look at how Will Levis is playing so far this season. He looks like dog crap.
Well, Bubba, too, once they get tape on Malik Willis and his arm, I mean, you don't want to bench Jordan Love.
And then the run game, the Packers, I mean, Josh Jacobs, they've been running the hell out of the ball. Wasn't it last week they had 200 yards in the first quarter?
I think they had
194.
Although, did you see my boy Aaron Jones yesterday?
Yeah, looking good.
I would rather have Jones than Jacobs. I really would. Is it wrong for me to say that?
Did they ever get 190-plus yards in the first quarter with Aaron Jones?
Well, no, but the offense was different then, too.
Yeah,
I just think I think Aaron Jones, and listen, I'm a huge Packer fan. I think Aaron Jones runs harder than Jacobs. I think Jacobs might be a little faster, but Aaron Jones runs harder. I think Jones put up 123 yesterday.
Running harder usually means injuries, though.
Yeah.
And Aaron Jones was injured.
Yeah. So anyway, Packers play the Vikings, I think, at Lambeau, and they said Jordan Love was good to go yesterday. He gave the team the green light. LaFleur set him because he wanted one more week because, they're going to roll him out for Minnesota. It's Green Bay, Minnesota at Lambeau. Green Bay 2-1 and Minnesota 3-0?
Yep.
Something like that?
Yeah, the Minnesota's looking good.
Is Darnold that good of a quarterback?
He has a lot of weapons around him, which really helps.
He's looking good, though.
Well,
another thing that's pointing to coaching right now.
Yeah.
How about the Bears and Caleb?
How about it?
I'm just asking you.
I don't know. He's thrown for the most yards in a game this year in the NFL.
He has?
Yeah, no one's thrown for more than 360. He did that yesterday.
Did they win?
No.
It's a sensitive topic.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
So he's doing well as a quarterback. They still suck as a team. Is that what you're saying?
They've got some issues. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd blame the rookie quarterback at all. I mean, from going 90 yards in his first game to people saying he sucked to having the most yards in a game so far this year.
But if you could wave your magic wand, would you prefer to have Justin Fields over Caleb Williams? If they would have not have chose Caleb Williams and you're with Fields, do you think that the Bears are a better football team?
No, I love Justin Fields, but he wasn't going to succeed in Chicago. He needed to get with a really solid coaching staff like Mike Tomlin, actually one of the greatest coaches ever, and now they've set him up, and he's not making any mistakes, and the team's 3-0, but he wouldn't have had that in Chicago.
So Saturday night, 8 o'clock, I think the entire country is watching Deion's 3-1 Colorado Buffaloes. Man, they got some. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say they're going to make bowl. I mean, I don't know. I want them to, of course, do the best they can, and I'd love to see him win the national champion because Deion's a legitimate friend of mine. Like, I think I was able to prove, Lummy, that John Morgan is a legitimate friend of mine.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I think Deion is in that category. He's a legitimate friend of mine. I've known Deion for 28 years, since 1996. We've stayed in touch. And, of course, we stayed in touch while he's the head coach here at Colorado. I was going to try to make it out last year to Colorado to catch a game, but it was just such a every game was such a circus, and I don't know if it's died down anymore or it's getting worse. But
it's died down a little bit.
Upon entering the Big 12, UCF, University of Central Florida, is in the Big 12 now. They're 3-0. I don't know how they're not rated. Is it because I guess they played New Hampshire one week.
Yeah, they haven't really played anyone. I mean, the Big 12 was TCU, which was last week. They beat them by a point. But
so anyway, Dion is coming to Orlando for this weekend's UCF versus Colorado Buffaloes matchup. 3-0 UCF, 3-1. Have the Buffaloes played one extra game than UCF? I think so.
Yeah.
So I texted Dion last week, and I'm like, "Hey, I'd like to come see you or catch the game in Orlando." He texts me back and says, "Listen, my man, I only get 4 personal tickets, and each kid gets 2, and they're in the nosebleed section. I don't know how good of experience it will be. It's not my house, but if you want to swing by, practice on Friday, and then we'll go do dinner at the hotel Friday night." And then so I was like, "Yeah, I don't need to go to the game." Because, one, Dion is going to be – I'm not going to be –
you want to be on the sidelines with the rappers and Bill Goldberg.
And so I said, does that change if I come to Colorado? And he goes, "Your family and we'll be treated like." So I'm thinking if I
it's going to be a circus because the Fox big show, whatever the pregame show is going to be at UCF.
Oh,
right.
Really? The pregame?
So I don't think I want to be anywhere.
I
don't think I want to be anywhere near that, especially when it's not Dion's house. Whereas if I go to Colorado, I go to Boulder and I go to Folsom Stadium. I don't know. I think it is. I think it is full. Maybe somebody can correct me, but I think maybe the stadium's called Folsom Stadium. I may have pulled one out of my ass.
I think you did. You did.
But I think if I would go out there, like on a Thursday, and Lummy could catch like maybe Thursday's practice, Friday's walkthrough, and then listen, when I went to the 96 NFC Championship game, when he was just a player with Dallas, I got full access sideline. In fact, I got in trouble from Dion at halftime because I was hanging out on the Packers sidelines. He goes, "Sponge, don't forget who brought you to the game."
You can go to their last game, Friday, November 29th, because that's right after Oklahoma State at home.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna pick a home game that I make it to. I think it'll probably be you could probably have VIP and get to do a lot of cooler stuff. So I am gonna go over Friday, and maybe if I can get over there, but I don't know what time their practice is on Friday. I don't know anything. I just know that I'm going over there on Friday to at least have dinner at the hotel with Dion.
Sweet.
I'm not going to the game.
You driving your truck or the smart car?
I'm driving my truck, Dion. Lummy.
You taking merch or you going solo?
I'm going solo.
Oh, nice.
That's the kind of thing
Really?
I don't think that's the thing that you bring your significant other to. I mean, help me make that call. Like, Lummy, would you?
Well, no, if Dion's going to be by himself, obviously.
Dion's
it's a guy's thing.
Yeah, it's a guy's thing.
And then you have to get 2 of everything. Like you have to get a second ticket or a second sideline pass or a second reservation.
Yeah, I'm not. And when I go to Boulder, I'll probably take Ty-J.
There you go.
Because Ty-J and Dion played in the 96 Cowboys together, and Warren Sapp is Ty-J's best friend, so that gets us in too a little bit. And supposedly, Dan, you and I both know how volatile and uncontrollable the 99 can be, do we not?
Yes.
Supposedly, there's one person that he's deathly afraid of.
Right.
Is Dion.
Ty-J.
No.
Oh, Dion. Oh, he's afraid of Dion?
Well, yeah, Dion's just.
Why is the boss? I understand.
Well, not only that, but let's just be honest. Warren was probably dead in the water at becoming an assistant coach anywhere outside of Apopka High. I mean, right?
Yes.
Nobody's ever going to give him a chance based on. Listen, I don't agree. I mean, I don't agree with being continually blackballed from something, but because of his antics in Arizona when he worked for the NFL Network and that hooker thing, he probably, had a lot of people. Even though I've been told by a lot of people that he is really making a difference on these defensive linemen. Like, he really is a good coach, and he really knows how to, handle these kids.
My dad said he has one of the best football minds of any player he ever worked with in his 30-plus years with the NFL.
I talked to
the Sap is that football intelligent.
I talked to Warren one time when he was not being a dick, and he started, and it was one time it was 3 times ago in your box when he was pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting shoulder to shoulder, and it's when the Packers played. It's when the Packers played the Bucks. And remember, I kind of rooted a little bit. Your dad got on me a little bit.
Yes, I remember.
But I'm sitting.
I remember that day.
I'm sitting with Sap,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Now I want you to look at the 4 defensive linemen. The one guy's running the A gap, the other guy's running the B. Now you're going to have a safety too high over here, fudging to the left, and then a linebacker on the strong side." I'm like, I just thought that you were worried about the guy in front of you, trying to get by him and sacking a quarterback.
He's way more sophisticated.
Is so sophisticated. So then you'd be like, okay, now the Packers are going to drag this guy in motion. The linebacker needs to slide down 2 steps, and the corner needs to back down 2. I'm like, I thought you were just a lunk-headed defensive lineman. I mean, he
knows the game.
He
really
knows the game.
Yeah, he would be. He should be a great coach.
Well, so Dion,
and he's just the problem. He doesn't have the temperament to be a head coach.
Dion took him under his wing and said, "Warren, go get your degree." So I guess he came to Colorado. Like the summer before, and got his degree or got a degree, so he could be a graduate assistant. And then next year, I think he'll be named maybe the defensive line coach. He can't be an official coach until there's something that's he needs to be a graduate assistant 1 year before Dion can just put him in. But I think he's making $150.
That's awesome.
So, and then I think a defensive lineman coach, Lummy, maybe at Colorado, probably makes $300 or $400.
Yeah, probably about that.
So if you go, keep your nose clean, make $150 your first year, given the opportunity by Dion, because Dion's Dion. Next year, then you start clipping out $300,000 and $400,000 a year, and you're living in. I guess he's living in like a 2-bedroom apartment, not too far from campus, and you're not trying to live like you made $6 million back in the day. You could start saving some money and get back on track. Easy.
Is he broke? Is he destitute?
Well, I mean, I think, yeah.
I don't think he was broke. I don't think he was destitute, but I don't think he was very solvent. He had spent most of his money. He was still getting his pension.
I think he filed bankruptcy.
I think he may have filed back. He had some baby mamas that came after him for money.
Yeah, he owed $7 million in child support.
Right. Yeah, right.
Alimony.
That's like never paying one check for 8 lifetimes.
I know that Dion has given him a new lease on life. And I talked to Ty J, and Ty J talks to Warren. And I guess Warren is like, man, I am not messing this up. I am walking the straight and narrow. I do what Dion says. I do not stay on his radar. I am. And since we're University Colorado's 4 games in, they're 3-1. You haven't heard 1 ounce of Sap drama?
Nope.
Not 1 ounce.
Nope.
And I watched their social media, and
I would have thought by now he'd fight a kid or somebody on the other team.
Somebody, right?
Throw
Something.
a teacher down on campus.
Dan knows how volatile he is, and you would have thought he's been there since May of last year.
Right.
I mean, you would have thought by now Warren would have if Warren was
5 months.
If Warren was going to revert back to old school Warren, it would have happened by now. And he's, he realizes this is his one shot.
He got some good weed up there because it's fully legal, you think?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Settled him down?
Sure. Goes right after work, goes right to the dispensary, gets whatever he needs.
Hopefully he's not drinking as much.
That's what makes Warren mean is when he's drunk.
Yeah. You don't see people that are high going and trying to beat up 6
No.
people. You know what I'm saying? You never see a guy that's so high in the bar he's just trying to fight everybody. He's
No.
swinging around a pool stick.
When you're so high,
no way.
When you're so high, man, you're like so conscious about not making people mad. You're like, hey, man,
it's cool.
It's cool. Like, you know, if you're drunk and you step on a guy's shoe, I'm sorry, you're drunk and a guy steps on your shoe, you're fighting him. Right?
Yeah. Well, you're more likely to.
Oh, I mean, you're like, listen, you son of a bitch, stepping on my shoe. You want to take it? If you're high, like, hey, buddy, no big deal, man. You know, whatever.
It's all good.
I sent you like a little clip of it's Sap from. I guess he does that every week, like a little breakdown. And
Bubba, you know that Bill Goldberg's son's on Colorado, right? So maybe you'll be able to see him at one of the games.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I know Bill.
Yeah,
I know Bill.
Means we over the hump.
All downhill from here, baby. We'll see you Saturday.
The walk off.
Oh, it already went through. It was already fast forwarded, but yeah, it's pretty much him like breaking down how he's doing good.
Here.
Man, Deion gave this guy a new lease on life.
This Deion, Deion took Sap under his wing and said, listen, nobody's going to believe in you, but I'm going to believe in you. I'm going to believe in you. I'm going to give a brother another chance.
That goes a long way when someone believes in you, and a lot of people don't.
It really does. I mean, think about it. I mean, you know, we all know Sap's history. Mm-hmm. Nobody was going to hire him. Nobody was going to hire him.
No, he was doing boat captain.
He was actually doing fishing charters. He was doing fishing charters.
You don't do it from Folsom Field today. How about that, y'all?
He goes and talks to Warren and Ed. Yeah.
And the downhill starts with Wednesdays with Warren.
You already know.
And if we on Folsom Field, that means we're going to play on Folsom Field.
We got homecoming this week, y'all.
Homecoming means home game.
Homecoming.
Because we've been on the road 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Went to Nebraska, hostile environment.
Let's not talk about that.
Left over there.
Let's not talk about that.
We went just down the road now.
Oh, yeah, a nice hostile environment.
Nice hostile environment down the road.
And for me, that was the first time in my life I've ever had a trophy on the sideline.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a national championship trophy.
Yeah.
And we can take it home. We can take it home. What a beautiful thing. I like this. I like this.
Yeah, went down to Fort Collins, man. I'm going to tell you this now. Nebraska, of course, bigger venue, 90,000, but that was a hostile crowd down there. They organized, they put on a good game day presentation.
Listen, everybody's against you in Fort Collins. just know that.
All right, so he. I mean, that's probably a pretty electric environment, is it not?
Yeah.
And what a great opportunity Deion has given Warren. And so when we go out there, Ty J's like, man, we ain't going to have him. I'm like, Ty J, Warren, you know how Warren is with me. Sometimes he likes me. He goes, man, you're coming in as Prime's boy. Warren will actually be super nice to you.
Were you doing the Deion voice for Ty J?
Yeah, I think so.
But Ty J has that voice too. He has a specific voice.
Oh, yeah. I thought he's got like a very deep voice.
Yeah,
No, I mean, listen, whatever problem Saps may or may not have with me, which, by the way, I mean, the last time he was in the box with Dan, him and I were getting along great. He had a problem with Rob Elder. He wouldn't have a problem with me.
Nope.
But now that if I roll up as Deion's guest,
Jay's here.
Oh, perfect. I roll up, I can smell the Joe High karate.
I bet it'd be cool to you anyways, even if you weren't Deion's guy, Bubba, and you ran into him. I just think, and again, I don't know anything about anything, but I feel like with the opportunity that he's given and where he was, I think it's probably changed just the way that he goes about his day-to-day life.
I'm sure. That and moving into a state that has, legal weed's got to really take the edge off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say something a little controversial here. I wonder how long it is before he makes another mistake.
It won't
because
be.
it wasn't one mistake though, Bubba, over the last 15 years, 20 years. It was the Miami incident. There was a lot of things that happened in about a 5-year span when he got larger than life again.
But he's
let's see what happens.
He's down.
I know. I mean, listen, of all people, I'm rooting for the guy.
I
am rooting for the guy. You said something very poignant, which is, I don't believe in cancel culture. Give the guy another chance. If he's going to go get his degree and he's going to go follow Deion, God bless him.
Well,
I wish him nothing but the best. But I think sometimes the behavior follows them.
It'd be like if, another radio station in Tampa was to give me, not nothing against where we are now, but like if a big sexy FM was to give me another chance.
Right.
I would be on my best behavior.
And there'd be people that would say, how long?
Yeah, they
I
would.
wouldn't. I would put my money on you, but there's going to be, there's doubters, there's haters.
Oh, please, there's forums about how much I suck. let me go into words. We'll cover the Colorado.
It was a good game.
Just because it's my friend's team, Dion.
I mean, come on, they had the game of the week.
That last pass.
I mean, Hail Marys, I think, have like a 5%.
Oh my God.
Connection rate.
We'll get into that next.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
They stopped him. Talk about wanting to chop your dick off. Sorry, Dan. Or sorry, Jay. I shouldn't speak like that.
That's okay. I like it.
You got too much demure.
It's okay. We're off. It's all good.
Dan went crazy in the box yesterday because you weren't there.
He usually does.
Yeah, he went crazy.
2 pounds of gummies.
9. It's
Was
7%.
Mike Allstott there?
Yeah.
Good. Did you guys go?
No, Lummy did.
Okay. He always goes.
9.7%.
9.7%.
Really?
You looked over my shoulder, you fucker.
I looked
Oh, okay.
Hey, does it
I didn't know I just said. I
count
thought
if they don't
misread it
score?
off my
Like if they
shoulder.
catch it at the 1, does it count as a Hail Mary?
Yeah, it has to be completed as a score.
No, it just says completed. It doesn't say within 16 produced touchdowns.
Oh,
According
okay.
to ESPN, only 9.7 of Hail Mary attempts are completed. Between 2009 and 2021, there were 193 attempts, 16 produced touchdowns.
Yeah, that's 9%. So it.
They're calling, I guess, the definition of Hail Mary must be.
Remember Aaron
Must be a
Rodgers?
touchdown, not just a first down.
Aaron Rodgers did 2.
Remember that one in Arizona?
Playoffs.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Arizona.
10%.
In Detroit.
Was it Detroit and Arizona?
10%'s worth trying.
What's that?
10%'s worth trying.
It's better chance than an onside kick.
For sure. Oh, what's the percent of onside kicks? Hey, Dan. What would it be? Result in repossession or successful? Or successful. Only 16.6% of onside kicks are successful. Morning, Bubba.
Hey, Jay, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, busy.
I'll be good. Morning, guys. What's up, Double XL, Jesse St. John, the Brian Gilson, Longest divorce lawyer. What's up, everybody? Give me a second to get set up here. Good morning, Big Lunger. How you doing, buddy? Tampa Terry, what up? Berto Perez, Grouper Lips. Duck God, how you guys doing? HS Bubba fan, what do you guys are thinking? Stop me on it. Sorry. What's up, Red Wave? Can I borrow 100 grams? They sure did. And the Seminoles got their asses handed to them as well.
Did the Seminoles get beat?
I believe so.
Are they 0-4?
They went from undefeated. Taking that bowl game had no effect on their recruiting. What's up, Jay-Z Frakley? Giddy Cantrell. Jeff Pearson. What's up? Mitch, what up, buddy? They barely beat California. They did beat them.
the middle of the game. Morning TNT, what up, buddy? Jeff Schwartz. What up, buddy? How you doing, Jeff?
What about the heat? No, you didn't. Punching bags. Punching bags. I'm not your punching bag.
Just because you're big and he thinks he can punch on you like that.
He did.
Bag.
He did beat the shit out of Lonnie.
Where's got Bunny?
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now returns.
Lummy, I know that you're not a tattletale or never tell a lie, but was Dan picking on you? I feel like a dad here dealing with children. Was Dan picking on you earlier?
I was having a pleasant conversation
Knowing
with
that
Seth.
knowing that you cannot really defend yourself because
No.
you're down a wing.
Yes.
So tell me what happened.
I was having
Go through it all. Put your 3 fingers up as if you're telling the truth.
I was having a pleasant conversation with Seth as we were walking in from using the restroom, and Dr.
I'm
Dan.
assuming through the front doors.
Yes.
Did you guys do always lap?
Of course.
Okay. All right.
And Dr. Dan was kind of waiting in the corner.
No. I was doing my
and he-
exercises, Bubba. My Bubba
Excuse me,
inspired
sir,
exercises.
This is my story.
Yeah.
Objection! This is his truth to tell, Dan.
Dan, quit butting in like you always do.
And he came out and he strapped up the glove and he goes, "Let me hit you." And I said, "No, those are real gloves." And he just started pouncing on my left arm harder and harder.
I promise you that he had to take him out of the wrapper.
I don't know.
Because I'm getting ready to return those, and because they're far more they're not nearly as spongy as I need when the Colton versus Tuttle deal. I need to come up with more big bop. These were
but those are 2 bricks that are in those gloves,
I
man.
know.
You got lunchboxes in there. And put Dan's hands behind it.
Dan takes him out of the wrapper.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they were in cellophane.
Of course he did.
Takes him out of the wrapper because he thinks everything's his, and but and then he starts hitting you.
Yes.
Do you tell him stop?
I did.
I even said, "Hey, Dan, hit me," because I knew Lummy had the bad arm, and I didn't want him to have another
And
bad
he just
arm.
kept coming at me.
I was like, "Dan, hit me," but he didn't.
Like a spider monkey.
Dan, what say you? Why hitting fellow coworkers?
First of all,
let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Did you take? They were in a bag, ready to be shipped back. They're ready to be. Did you not take them out of the bag? They were not.
There were 2 pair. And one pair was in a sealed bag, and one pair was in an obviously opened bag. So the one that was in the open bag,
But they were in a bag.
Yeah, it was in a bag, just like lunch is in a bag. I just make my drinks in a bag.
Bubba, do you hear this guy?
Just like my testicles are in a bag. Yeah, they're in a bag.
Hold on, Jay. I'm gonna do Jay. You need to let the nepotism go, because you're gonna be the special magistrate. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You're the special magistrate. Okay, I'm the prosecuting attorney, and Dan's the defendant, and Lummy is the victim. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm questioning the bad guy.
Right.
So Dan, the gloves that you took out were not just laying there, willy nilly. They were actually inside of cellophane, or inside of a bag.
There were two pair. One was clearly in an unopened sealed bag, and the other one was just kind of thrown next to it in a partially
Answer the
closed
question, Mr.
and open
Diaco.
bag.
Yeah. Were they in a bag or not?
Come on,
they were
Mr.
in a bag.
Mr.
Yes, they were
Diaco.
not sealed in a bag, but they were in a bag.
Thank you. And Lummy,
Yes, sir.
did you walk in and he already had those out of the bag and on his fists?
He had one out of the bag, correct?
Right, and do you
He
recall
was
which
strapping
one?
them up.
Oh, so he had one on, and then he strapped on yet another.
I didn't remember. It was dark in there, Bob. I just remember hearing the strapping when he was coming at me.
So, Mr. Diaco, Dan, that is, did you have?
I don't know who Mr. Diaco
We
is.
keep referring to you.
sorry.
What do you correct the magistrate?
Dr. Diaco, did you have one or two gloves on?
One.
Okay.
I never took the second glove out of the proverbial bag.
Right. So at that point, then Lummy, what
Yes.
happened? He starts hitting you?
Yes, he did. He first tapped me, and I said, "Oh, thank you," and kind of just being nice. And then he just kept coming at me and punching me harder and harder. And
Is there
I said,
a reason?
"Please stop."
Can I ask? Have you done something to him to cause him to want to hit you?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
It looked like he had that monster rage that was going through him, Bubba.
Right. Dan, if I may ask, Dan,
Seth tried to stop
how many
him.
monsters have you consumed this morning?
3 at least.
Okay. And Seth, you were a witness to all this?
Yes, I was, like I said, I was trying to save Lummy. I said, hit me, Dan, but no, he just kept hitting Lummy, and I even heard Lummy go, ow.
Lummy, where was he hitting you?
Right in the arm.
On the good arm or the bad arm?
The good arm.
The one that does not have the
only one that I can use.
The only arm you have left that's functional.
Yes, but
right?
no, it does hurt a lot.
Now, Dan, what was your why did
What's the MO?
Yeah, why did you attack your coworker with a very, very hard not to be disturbed punch 20-ounce punching boxing glove? Why did you find it necessary to do this?
Well, I was doing my exercises that you had instructed me on how to do.
Bulking up.
I'm trying to get my shoulder ready.
All right.
And then I saw the gloves. They looked like they were, they looked like costume gloves because they had such a long sleeve to them. And I looked at them. One was obviously sealed. The other one was open. I'm like, oh, cool, it's open. I can at least inspect it because I heard you guys talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my hand in it and I put the Velcro down right as a giant punching bag walks into the room. And so just my little brain just said, oh my God, a couple little shots on Lummy's left shoulder would be cool, or I could hit the dummy. And I was like, hey, can I punch you? He said, yes. He gave me permission.
Seth,
hit him twice.
Hold on.
I put it away.
Hold on. Seth, did you witness that Lummy did give him permission?
Warren Garrison did give permission, but I believe it was the same permission that Justin Bieber would have given Diddy. I think he was a little frightened.
Pound me, but just
I think
gently.
I was also answering Seth's question, which was a yes or no question.
Warren?
Yes.
Warren? Did you feel pressure to have to say yes?
100%.
Okay. And
But
Dan,
Bubba, I only said yes to one, and he just kept coming at me.
how many would you say, Seth? Seth, as a witness, how many did you approximately see?
I saw at least one for each monster. I would say I saw at least 3.
One for each monster?
Yeah, at least 3, probably 4.
Dan, you give a word salad answer like Kamala. You're like Damnala. It's unbelievable.
So
Fits a rage.
Dan,
What was the question?
So, Magistrate, I'm going to throw it over to you. I think that Dan is guilty. I just need you to help me with sentencing.
But wait a second. Wait. I had permission, and I only hit him
For
twice.
one punch.
The
I hit him
permission was
twice.
under
The
duress.
first was a gentle one. It was like a tap.
Warren, did you feel compelled to let Danny hit you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Warren, did you feel any hurt? And did it hurt you?
It did. After multiple blows to my arm, I asked for him to stop.
And
stop
Warren,
and he didn't.
isn't it true? Most recently, you just went under a major surgery less than a week ago.
Yes, I did.
Did it jar your right hand a little?
Yes, it did.
Did they even put you asleep for the surgery?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
It was that big.
So
Didn't you say you're not even sure if this surgery is going to work, Lummy?
I don't know.
It's such a big operation. How much pain medicine they give you?
trying to steal his purse.
They give you Advil?
Yeah.
So,
Here's some Tylenol because I
the
took
way
a mole off
no,
your hand.
I do. I'm going to make a recommendation, but the magistrate at the end of the day makes the final decision. I find Dan guilty of breaking into something that he had no business breaking into.
Guilty as charged.
2,
abuse of power.
Well, he had no business rifling through. My stuff that I don't know if I can send it back now that it's got your sweaty Italian.
It's got his Italian juice
He
inside.
was working out before too, so it probably was a little sweaty.
Oh yeah.
And then two, I would feel the magistrate that maybe you can't fine them or anything like that. I think maybe the only remedy potentially, and it'll be your final say so, would be for Lummy. Which is your good arm? Your left one?
My right one.
Yeah.
You mean which one I could punch hard with?
Yeah. Which one could you actually put a boxing glove on right now? Your left?
Damn, my left.
Okay.
But you can still hit hard with that, couldn't you?
No.
Yeah, Lummy, if I put a boxing glove on your left hand, your left hand has not been surgerized.
No.
Okay.
Surgerized.
Right. And
But you're going to beat the hell out of Dan before he has to go operate and do things today?
I think eye for an eye. I think we're kind of here in a Saudi Arabian, Middle Eastern type
That's the
of deal.
Diaco. Honestly, that's the Diaco rule as kids.
Yeah.
If one kid accidentally hit a face, we had to give up a face shot. So
Right.
the ruling,
How
I
would
think
Arlene?
Bubba,
How would Arlene rule?
Arlene would say that Warren gets to put on a boxing glove and gets to strike Danny exactly as many times as he struck him.
That was my recommendation. I don't know if you'll back that as a magistrate.
I agree with your argument.
Okay, so on that,
Should I get the glove?
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I'm feeling a little pressure. I just got a look from Dr. Dan. I would like to
see that look. That's not cool. Is that the look he gave you when he asked if you could punch you?
I can't even look at it because the screen's up. Because I was going to give you a look by saying, "Quit being a pussy to him. Quit succumbing to him."
You've succumbed twice in the last 10 minutes.
Damn, Lummy, you pussy. I mean,
Sorry, Dr. Dan.
You got his brother that's on board. You got me that's on board. Seth wants to see it.
Arlene's on board.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we could channel Arlene, she would be like, "Little Danny, you started it, and now Warren gets to make it even."
And Lummy, it's not like Dr. Dan invited you in the box yesterday for the game or anything. I mean,
My mom would probably say, let Lummy and Seth beat on him. That's what my mom used to go.
Let's see Seth.
So, do we have Lummy the?
Do you want me to get it, Bubba?
Yeah, I'd
Okay, all right.
like for you to get the left glove.
Was it put back in the bag?
The only question I'd have, did he hit your good arm?
No, it's bad arm.
No, it's
Now,
what I'm saying.
Lummi-
It's good arm. Okay, so
Yeah,
at
it's
least
good
hit
arm.
his good, not his bad shoulder, hit his
Lummi-
other arm.
Yes, I had to turn away
So
from him.
now, Dan, you do have the opportunity to pick which shoulder you'd like him to hit you in, because I guess no, we would
Should
go
be the non-injured shoulder, Bubba, right? I mean, he has an injury, so
Yeah.
fairness is fairness.
But although Lummy didn't, because he picked Lummy's non-injury shoulder.
Because Lummi
So-
presented his non-injury shoulder.
Okay, well then you present the shoulder. Then it's on you to present the shoulder you'd like. Now, Lummy, I would like for you.
Am I doing these? Yes, sir.
I'd like for
Which
you.
ones were the open ones that I can't
I don't
tell?
need them
There
all.
we go.
Like Seth, you don't have to bring every one.
I didn't know which one was left. I can't tell.
All right, Lummy.
There it is.
All right. So
Matches that shirt. Nice.
Let me put it on.
Yes, sir.
Now I got to stand up to watch this here. And
Can we video this?
Am I giving him?
now, Lummy, here's what.
Seth, you need to video this.
Lummy, here's where you're going to get in trouble with me.
Yes,
look
sir.
Look at me in the eyes.
Yes, sir.
And that is like if you go light on him, because he didn't go light on you.
The hell I didn't. I hit him like a little girl, dude. They were love taps.
Lummy.
And he's like crying because his shoulder's broken.
Only one who has a love tap, Bubba.
And how many total were thrown?
Supposedly 3.
One for
Three.
each monster. So give him a
Three.
love tap followed by two singers.
Lummy, I want you to give him. Lummy, I can already tell you're going to be a pussy about it. I want you to put in one, just kind of one, like a 5 out of a 10. Put a 5 in. Oh, come on.
Come on.
That was my hardest hit. Was that
Sophia could take that.
Go ahead.
What's your daughter's name? Jay, what's your daughter's name?
Sage.
Sage could have taken that one.
She does a couple times a week.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now, Lummy, this one here has to be, you kind of bring it. You got to bring this one, Lummy. Okay.
Oh, that was a little better. I
was
heard that one.
Okay, now here's last one.
Mama ho.
Okay.
Oh,
God,
why
Dan,
would he go
Dan,
into
you tried
it?
to go glance. You tried to glance it.
Danny went into it.
He's going into it because he hits like a little girl, dude. Kamala hits better than that. You should fight Justin Bieber.
Wow.
Be a fair fight.
Wow. All right.
Oh,
All right. Stop.
Bad shoulder.
he just gave him 3 more in his bad one, Bubba.
It's all right, dude.
Winged him. Chicken winged him. All good.
You too.
Sorry, Dr. Dan.
They're having a pillow fight over there.
Dan, you got to be careful, Dan. Look at MrBeast start screwing around. He's got a 54 page. Next thing you know,
Lummy's transitioning.
Dan's gonna be rolling around like this, hitting people and stuff, and then Jay's gonna be at the firm, and Dan's gonna be at the office, and you guys are gonna get a 54 page lawsuit that Dan's
Yeah, I'll be like, Dan who?
Exactly. This is Joseph Diaco Law.
This
period.
is Diaco Law. Did you mean Diaco Institute of Plastic Surgery?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Dan, okay, Dan, you're saying he hits like a pussy?
No, he can hit hard.
He hit him pretty good, Bubba.
Here is. Let me. Here.
Yes, sir.
Let me. I'm sorry, Dr. Dan.
Dan, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Let me play some highlights.
Did you watch the whole game?
I watched the entire game.
It was exciting.
I will tell you this: and I don't know if Seth saw this or not. One of the most exciting plays I saw was the onside kick that the University of South Florida did that they damn near that might have been the most spectacular onside kick ever. And is that Grammatica's son that's the kicker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nico.
And he's only a freshman.
He banged a 58-yarder on his first kick.
Incredible.
And then why is USF, Lummy, going with a 2-kicker approach when you got your freshman and Grammatica that's nailing 55, 56-yarders, and that pooch onside kick
was perfect.
might have been the best onside kick I've ever seen. Of course, he was out of bounds and he was offsides, but...
Well, the worst part is that the guy that was offsides wasn't even close to the play.
So
that was a fun game to watch, at least as a USF fan for the first half.
First half.
Miami's a machine this year.
But then USF threw in some other dude to kick a field goal, and he did okay. But, man,
looks like they have a short-range guy and a long-range guy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would just keep... Listen, it's reps with those guys, in-game reps with those guys, and Grammatica is a freshman, right?
Yeah, they're just trying to build his confidence up.
Well, I'd keep him in there.
You miss one or two, one or two get blocked, gets in your head, and then
but what is Grammatica's what is his completion ratio this year?
I know he was struggling a little bit in practice. I think that was the problem.
But this was his first. That was his first kick of the year, wasn't it? The 58-yarder.
That's a pretty damn good first kick if it was.
I thought it was. Maybe
and
I heard
it looks
them
like
wrong.
it could have gone 65.
And then he celebrated like his dad, like it's in the family. He didn't just kick it and sort of slap the heads of the offensive linemen. Like he went crazy.
Well, they kept swapping kickers for the rest of the game too, which the Cannon was the other kicker, and he ended up missing one.
Yeah.
So they left points on the board by not keeping Grammatica in. I know he's a freshman kicker, but I don't understand why.
But Red,
I don't know what their method was.
But Red, if you're that good as a freshman, because he's pretty damn good.
I mean, first impressions, 55+ yarder.
I think
I don't know how much better it gets.
I just think you keep that 2-prong kicker approach to me.
I haven't really seen that a lot.
No, it's like the 2-prong quarterback thing. I never saw that really work ever.
No, I like you keep Grammatica in there as a freshman, build up his confidence, and you're going to have an absolute stud by the end of this year.
All USF has to do is get to midfield for the next 4 years, and they're guaranteed 3 points.
It's amazing.
So here's some highlights from the Colorado Baylor game. Did you see this, Lummy? This is where the Baylor guy laid out in the end zone. Probably one of the best catches I've seen in a long.
Awesome.
I mean, this catch is unbelievable. Out of the end zone. Probably one of the best. Hold on. Or are they running music? I mean, this catch is unbelievable. Hold on. Or are they running music? I mean, this catch is unbelievable. I got it. Here we go. All right, here we go. I guess they are running.
Yeah, run our little music.
Yeah, let them run.
Maybe it's saving us from getting copyrighted.
This is royalty-free music.
That's not the one I was looking for, Lumby. I was looking for the where he lays out. This might be it right here. No, this is just an instant replay.
There it is, right there. No, go
down, Bubba. Right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we're going to have to watch probably a Geico pre-roll on the deal.
With Car Gurus, you can buy or sell your car. In person,
Let me, the worst thing I ever did is go to kellybluebook.com and put my phone number in because I was looking at the value of my truck. Oh, my God.
They keep calling you?
10 a day.
You get blue booked every day?
10 a day.
Blanket man-to-man coverage for Colorado.
Yep, you see it right there. There's the man free with the free.
Oh, my God. And they'll show the other side of it.
Robertson got him.
Look how far he slid.
Touchdown.
This is one of the best catches I've ever seen. Ever.
Ray Baldwin.
Lummy, is the quarterback for Baylor a freshman?
I don't think so. I think he's a sophomore.
See, this is what I can do without all this.
The coordinated celebrations?
Yes.
They're even worse in the NFL, Bubba.
I know, where they all go down and act like they're rowing a boat and it's distracting.
Yeah, but when there was no celebration, it was weird too. It's been a pendulum going back and forth.
Watch this. This is just
jumps from like the 3-yard line and slides out of the end zone.
We know what really goes into reaching.
Unbelievable.
That's why we introduced Cobra.
I'm trying to show the last Hail Mary. Is it?
He's a junior quarterback.
Is it right here? Yeah, right here. This is the last. He's a junior?
Yes.
Okay.
You 5 items, 5 levels, so you can do you level 1.
It's got some weird fries. Is that
I don't know, that sandwich looks pretty good.
Cheese stick.
Oh, cheese stick, okay. Fiery mozzarella.
Have it your way.
Now, here it is. Hold on. There's 2 seconds left. It's raining like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, wow.
There's 2 seconds left. It looks like the line of scrimmage is at the 45. And Shador rolls to his left, and he's getting, I think he gets sacked. I couldn't believe he got. I thought that they would have affected his arm strength, but he got it out full strength, and it's probably one of the most spectacular Hail Marys. And then after the guy catches it, you're like, they're going to bring it back, saying that the ball touched the ground and he didn't have his arms underneath it. Because they looked at it 14-2. Look at this. He gets the ball. Hits his chest. He cradles it before it can hit the ground.
Around Shador, but he has an incredible arm.
You're so right.
He did not even put a lot of effort into that.
No,
and
that was a flick while rolling out, kind of on his back foot, while you had a 310-pound man draped on you.
Where do you throw that ball from?
54 yards in the air.
Watch this.
That's incredible.
And you can see it, and you can see it develop. Here is what you're talking about.
Look at the rain.
Sanders, 4 receivers, design rollout to his left. Final play of the game. Clock is at 0. Under pressure. Posey throws to the end zone, and that ball is caught. It's a touchdown for Colorado.
You're right. He flicked that off his back foot running him before he got smashed.
Dante Wester, a 43-yard touchdown catch.
Okay, I need to turn that. I need to go back to this one. Yeah, he flicked it off his back foot, and if you watch, he immediately, boom, he throws it. It's not a wonder they didn't stop his arm right there, because look, boom,
smashed.
Now the ball's out. The ball's out right here. Coming in.
Jeez, man.
My Lord. Man.
I want to feel that electricity.
Have you ever been in a stadium like that when it was going off like that?
Yeah, a few times.
I think those are you can only get those experiences in college football.
I think so.
Yeah. I had some of those in Florida State for absolute sure.
And then, Lummy, Travis Hunter, they went into overtime. Colorado scored. Baylor gets the ball. They get the ball down to, they get like first and goal, like at 3, and they give it to the running back, and he's in, like he's gonna score a touchdown. And 12, who I think might be the best ball player, who Seth and I both kind of have been contemplating that we think he might be the first player taken.
I could see that one.
He might be, because he truly is.
And he should win the Heisman.
I think he should win the Heisman,
because he's
too.
an all-around the best player in college football right now.
Whew, that's going to be tough, but it's possible. It's tough, but it's possible.
Kid from Miami is pretty good.
Yeah, there's a couple. The going against quarterbacks is really, really hard. But if Colorado wins enough games, then Travis Hunter and Shador will probably be in the mix.
Yeah, but here's
Travis Hunter, pound for pound, is just a special guy.
Oh my God, he plays 115 plays a game. So for every game that he plays, he's playing 2 games. So at the end of an 11-game season, he's played 22 games. He's taken 61 snaps on defense and 51 snaps on offense, and is intercepting and scoring touchdowns. And did you see some of the tackles he made? He's not afraid to tackle.
He's not a cornerback that won't tackle.
He's an athletic beast.
And then
they said he doesn't go out at all. He doesn't party. He just stays home.
He's got a 4.0 GPA. He's got a 4.0 GPA. He does not go out. And Dion gives him Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. He doesn't start. He doesn't. He does film. And, but he doesn't have to really practice and go through the reps.
The physical part?
No, he just ices his body and does rehab Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and watches film.
Yeah, I bet he never stops the mental part.
And so he bona fidely won the game for them because of his tackle lodging the ball to get the guy to fumble before the ball went across the goal line, caused the guy from Baylor to fumble. Colorado couldn't get on. It didn't really matter at that point. It went out the back of the end zone, which is an automatic touchback, which at that point Colorado wins because we're in overtime. And so not only do you got a guy that can, is probably one of the best wide receivers in all of football, but now you got a guy that's arguably probably the best shutdown corner in football that's not afraid to tackle. Remember Dion? Dion used to say, "Man, they don't pay me to tackle." Dion would not tackle.
No, he would let you go right by.
Yeah, he'd put a
Get a shoestring.
He'd put a shoulder in there to make it look good. See if he can shoulder you. But other than that, man,
nobody got mad at him either for that.
No, because every team he went to, he was like, "Listen, man, if you're expecting me to tackle, it ain't happening. But I'll shut down Jerry Rice, and I'll shut down Andre Rison, and I'll shut down everybody." Arguably one of the best shutdown corners in the history of football.
Yep.
And now Travis has the wide receiver skills, has the cornerback skills, and he's a cornerback that likes to hit, which is evident by this play because by all intents and purposes, if 12 doesn't just strategically know how to hit the ball out of this running back's arm, this is a tie ball game. And this game's not over. Here it is.
It went both ways, but has there ever been a college kid that's done this much where they do almost every play both ways? I can't remember that ever happening.
There's been like
Charles Woodson do a little bit of both,
but not to this level.
He's had impacts on both sides.
Woodson was
CB
full time defense.
Yeah,
and then about 15 or 20 plays on offense,
like Dion.
Yeah, Dion was
special teams.
Yep. Again, Charles Woodson was the nearest, and
who won the Heisman that year? Him or Peyton Manning?
He did.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, he beat Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he beat Peyton Manning. He was one of the first defensive guys to win it in a while.
Maybe this guy has a chance. Then that's a good little indication right there.
But this guy's even better than them.
Right? He beat Peyton Manning.
But this guy's better than Woodson.
Champ Bailey he was a good two-way player too.
But he was not.
It's tough saying he's better, but those are Hall of Famers,
I'm talking about their college careers.
Well, Champ Bailey was a stud too.
Yeah.
But Lummy, how many offensive plays did he play? He didn't play every play. Champ Bailey was full-time defense. Talking about Champ Bailey from what? Wisconsin?
Georgia.
He was full-time D. And then they sprinkled him in, 20, 25 times on
offense?
Yeah.
No, he was kickoff and punt return too. Champ Bailey, he had I think 5 300-yard receiving games.
5.
Yeah, well, in 1 year.
All right. Well, Travis Hunter has 5 in a row right now. If you count the last two if you count the last two game or last game of the last season, he's on a 5-game.
Wow.
He's on a 5-game 100-yard streak right now.
Yeah, he's going to be a top pick, like top 3 pick. I think that he would probably play cornerback and that they would install him on, maybe 20, 30 plays a game as wide receiver.
Yeah. And then towards Dion, the Cowboys did that a little bit with Dion.
He tried it.
Watch this hit. He sees it. He knows where he has to. He put the hat right on that. He put the hat right on the ball. This is where Colorado started storming they had to clear the field. I thought they were going to get a. I mean, there's the Colorado victory. Now, supposedly they have a full-time DJ that travels with them.
Yeah, they do.
This is the locker room at Dion's at Colorado.
No, if they lose, they don't get this, right?
No, if they lose, I think it's cricket.
Okay. Man, Nick Saban's rolling over in his grave.
Who?
Nick Saban.
Paul Bear Bryant is like, are you kidding me? Vince Lombardi, all the sticklers. I guarantee you Mike Shiano's Rutgers room isn't like this.
Just Bill Parcells right now is dying.
NFL teams don't even want you to have a ping pong table in your
No, it's like
and the DJ's name is DJ Fedora. Is his real name?
Yeah. So there you go. I'm gonna go over and see Dion on Friday, and
tell him we love him.
Oh, I've already texted him about and he got back to me late yesterday. So that's when we made arrangements for Friday. So I'm gonna be leaving the show. Not early, but right at 10, Lummy.
Nice.
And hauling ass over there because I think they have practice at 1.
You think he's gonna let you get some content?
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will. I'm gonna see if I can get his son Bucky to run my phone, and I catch a pass from Shadora. Now, I mean, not Shadora. That's his name. Shador. That's Shador.
Yeah, no, it sounded like he was transitioning.
No,
Shadora.
I'm gonna see if I can get a catch from him, and I'm gonna see if I can defend Travis Hunter on a 5-yard.
Oh, Bubba, you're gonna tear your ACL, man.
I am. But that would be. I think we'd get some huge views out of it.
Well,
right?
I don't think Travis Hunter wants to run routes against you during dinner though, before the game. But who knows?
You can pass block Sap too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sap will be there.
I'd be like, Sap. No, Sap will take it out on me.
Dude, he'll throw you down on the cement so hard.
Something. Can you say it again?
No flick, bitch.
No, be quiet, Alexa.
She wants to go see Dion with you.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Should I just give you my Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders cards?
No, I'm not going to get no cards signed.
Oh, we got this Dion one right here too.
No, I ain't get any of that shit signed.
But here, be like, I want you to have these. All right, whatever, man.
I mean, how much more valuable are they?
I don't know, man. It's not. I wouldn't sell it for value. I just sell it because it's cool. I mean, I just like it because it's cool.
I can't be rolling up in there as a guest asking for card signings.
Oh, come on. Don't be a pussy.
This one?
Yeah, well, the Travis Hunter and Shador. I would take that, though.
All right, we got to get into MrBeast.
Well, do you have 9:15 still?
Yeah, I think.
Because that would be pretty much when we come back.
Two Monday Night Football games tonight. What's up, Brian? Does one start at 7?
Is there 2?
It's 7 and like 8:15.
Fuck yeah.
That way you're up till 1:30.
I watched too much football this weekend. I'm just going to catch the first half of...
I was flying through all of it. I saw nothing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Where were you?
California.
Oh, man.
Salento Film Festival.
At the what?
The Salento Surf Film Festival.
Oh,
Tony Hawk was there. It was pretty wild.
What a man crusher. Puff, what are you trying to get accomplished here? He's going to see Dion, his friend. Like, nobody said that Colorado's winning the national championship.
No.
Dion's been there for 2 years. We don't care what they did for their fucking first 80 years as a college.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fucking say that they're the best team in the world. He's my friend. That's it.
Did I say what a man crusher already?
But they've made a hell of a turnaround so far for two years.
Hell, I mean, it made a shitload of money. That's for one.
When you fill the stadium and you put it on TV, you're a success.
They said that the Chamber of Commerce of Boulder came out and said that last year's football season brought $113 million to the community.
I can tell you from Tallahassee, that's the truth, because Tallahassee has nothing going on but football.
What up, 305?
And when the Seminoles are doing well, you can't get a hotel anywhere.
But they actually put like 100. There was
That's amazing.
113 million attributed to the additional football and enthusiasm.
That's incredible. Well, he knows what he's there to do. He's there to sell tickets and to make TV time. Winning is how you do it, but he knows what he's supposed to do. He's a fantastic businessman, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. Some cheese. Thank you, cheese. Yeah, I think Lee's calling in at 9:15, so that'll put us right at. So she'll call in. I'll make it real super quick. And then we'll go right into words, Lummy.
There you go. And come back with Mr. Beast.
Come back with Mr. Beast. Now, Seth, if the Packers Malik dude,
Malik Willis?
yeah, if like could he be trade bait?
No.
No.
No. He's a product of Matt LaFleur, which they got to get back to the quarterback now. But no. Hey, nobody would want him.
I wonder how long he signed for.
It's on his rookie deal still.
Did they traded him, right?
Yeah, they got him for a 7th-round pick.
Got him for a 7th-round pick.
He should have another year after this one.
This one and then another one.
Yeah.
But they won't probably be able to hang on to him after that one.
Yeah, no, they will. I don't.
He's going to be a backup.
Those guys, like, remember Baker Mayfield only got like a $4 million deal before he hit it big with the Bucs. So, I mean, someone might give him a chance to prove he's a starter, but I don't. I think he flourishes with Green Bay and his role.
Yeah, they're seeing what Anthony Richardson is doing right now.
Dude, Richardson's really fucking strong and big, but the passing is just.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
Don't forget Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army store. We have about, Merch Crick says about 4 or 5 pairs of the Trump-inspired Fat Man Dunks all gold shoes that we have left, and you can buy them. The slides are in too, Lummy.
All right.
And I think the Fat Man Dunks too, that have already been prepaid for, are en route. So hopefully we get all that there soon, as we're gearing up for Christmas. I think Lee from Creative Loafing is supposed to call. You know, the girl, there she is right there. I'll just get her, Lemmy.
Okay.
And this should be Lee from Creative Loafing. Hello, Lee.
Hi, how you doing?
Great, Lee. How are you?
I'm good.
We were going to do a last-minute little quick reminder to everybody that may be interested in going to the Creative Loafing Awards. That's happening Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at the Hard Rock, correct?
Yes, but tickets are now sold out.
Oh, so, I mean, nothing to promote, right?
Nothing to see here.
Well, I mean, we can promote our next event. We had a premier sponsor come on board. We can promote our next event that we have. So I know.
Well, isn't that a
good problem to have?
Isn't that a great problem to have, though?
It's a really good problem to have. We're very, very blessed.
That's awesome. When is your next event after this event?
Our next event after this event is our October West event. So this is going to be a really fun Western spin on Oktoberfest, and it's going to benefit the James Museum of Western Art in downtown St. Pete.
And so that's the facility it'll be held at down there?
Yes, it'll be in the James Museum. So you'll be able to check out the artwork, take some line dancing lessons, check out the old-timey saloon photo booths, and try some beers.
Now, what time, for those that have tickets, what time does all the festivities on Wednesday start?
So for those of y'all that have VIP tickets, everything starts at 6 p.m.
What about those that have regular tickets?
Regular tickets start coming in. GA Plus comes in at 7, and then GA comes in at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. And when does things, like for us that have to work the next day, when do things start shutting down? 11, 12?
The party goes until about 10, but it is a casino, so we always try to encourage everybody to, maybe try your hand at the tables afterwards, check out some of the restaurants that are in the casino, grab a coffee on your way out or something sweet.
Or drop $100 on the blackjack table or something like that.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Listen, Lee, we appreciate you. There's really not a lot to promote because it's been, I think we and a lot of other great people have promoted the hell out of this. And I think it's a sellout. And I know that me and my crew and Jay, I think you have a bunch of people coming.
For sure.
And I think Brian has his law firm coming. And so, Lee, we'll see you. Lee, you left your journal here at the show.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm going to swing by tomorrow on my way to the Hard Rock to pick it up.
All right, that or I can bring it to you, whatever's easiest for you, okay?
Oh, yeah, no worries. We're all going to the Hard Rock tomorrow to start setting up, so you're on my way.
It would be, of course, creativeloafing.com. Now, would it be the online, like the winners are announced Wednesday night, right?
The winners will be posted online in our Best of the Bay edition that releases on Thursday, and then they stay up throughout the year. So anytime anybody Googles, I am looking for the best mac and cheese or a best hotel bar or a rooftop, it's going to pull that up.
Now, are those hard copies available Wednesday night, or are they only available the hard copy magazine part? When does that become available?
The hard copy is going to be at the party on Wednesday, so those party goers will be able to get their hands on that hard copy first, and then it's going to hit stands on Thursday.
Perfect. So to the public on Thursday, the party goes on Wednesday, and then Thursday morning online at creativeloafing.com. This being the Best of the Bay edition, the most, the most sought after, if you will.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Lee, we will see you on Wednesday. Any additional information that you may need, creativeloafing.com. It has it all. The winners online will be posted on Thursday, and people that go to the party on Wednesday, I guess, will get the scoop as to who wins what.
Yep, we're going to have a great time.
Thank you, Lee. We look forward to seeing you.
Thanks, y'all. See you Wednesday.
All right, thank you. Whew. I think we're up. I think we're nominated for a bunch. A bunch.
Awesome.
And
So
they,
what do we
and
just
they, and they won't tell you nothing. I've tried and tried. They won't tell you nothing.
How do you know if you won?
You don't.
Well, I mean, when you get there, how do you know?
Well, I think that they. I mean, I think.
Do they invite like the top 3 or something?
Yeah.
What do they do?
I think the.
They invite all the finalists, so everybody gets.
Everybody goes.
Tricked into buying tickets.
Seth.
What? They're sold out. It's fine. Everybody's been tricked.
I guess you.
He won't be sitting at my table.
I think I don't because there's so many awards. I forget how many there are.
Like in 2017, I had to wait in line for like an hour and a half to get all my awards.
What do you mean?
The line was so long because there's so many awards that they gave out a few on stage, and then the rest you had to pick up afterwards.
Right, you got to go to the table.
Yeah,
and they'll be like they'll have different entertainment table, news media table.
It's all alphabetical.
Is it all alphabetical?
Oh yeah.
So best radio personality, best all that's.
I don't know if it's all going to be under Bubba or what.
Is it under the B's for best?
I don't know. I don't know, but I think we're all.
We'll all be there for B's.
We'll all be there, rolling around, see if we won. Now, is the award there? Like, do you pick it up right there, or do they send it to you?
No, you should. It's supposed to be there.
Right there.
Yeah.
I wonder how. And you know what? We offered to buy Warthog 2 tickets because it was his. We all listen. Any of us that win, well, first of all, any of us that are finalists and any of us that win, we really have Warthog to thank. 100%. He's the one that went in there and nominated all of us, and then you, the Bubba Army, because we have such a huge global imprint, went in and voted for us. So I don't know how many we're going to win, but I think we're going to win a few.
Well, the Warthog's got other plans.
He does?
Yeah, Babyface bought him and Mrs. Warthog 2 tickets, but they bailed. So now Phoebe gets Mr. Warthog's ticket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lummy, maybe we should invite the Warthog to Barp.
There you go.
And Lummy, you know what we didn't do?
We didn't do the fans.
We didn't do the fans.
No, we did not.
Should we do that tomorrow?
I think so.
We gotta do it tomorrow.
Can you do it on a podcast, Bubba, or no?
No, we
have to have live interaction.
Oh, okay.
So during tomorrow's show, Lummy, let's narrow in who the listener is that gets an invitation to Barp.
It's like
and
the 9 o'clock hour?
Do they get a ring?
No, they didn't get. They don't get a ring.
They just get an invite.
Correct.
Did you know Rainey's coming this year?
Yeah, I know.
And Lummy, I think I'm gonna do a breakfast at the Host Hotel on Saturday morning.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not that I'm buying everybody's breakfast, but I'm going for like a late breakfast, early lunch over at the Host Hotel to hang out with everybody that's over there. You know, just to hang out, if you will.
That's nice.
They got a nice bar. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but they got a nice bar and a really nice restaurant over there. So Saturday, I don't know what time yet, because I'll be recuperating from Bubba 199, and before that, recuperating before Tate's. I did get some, I wouldn't say disturbing, but not so good news.
Oh, no.
Caitlin Hatley's not doing the Brandon the Quad deal.
Oh,
this
no.
year. Yeah, for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on, but.
Did you ask?
No,
You sensed?
I just asked Caitlin. I said, "Hey, Caitlin, are we still on for this year?" And she goes, "There's been some things that have changed, and I'm not gonna be available this year." Which listen, Lummy, I think Brandon the Quad's cool with that.
2 years is amazing.
Yeah, and one year was a threesome.
That is true.
So I mean, you know,
are we in search of another?
Are we finding someone else?
I mean,
because there is a lot of people in OnlyFans looking for some strong content that really stands out, separates himself from the rest.
Well, you know what, Seth? The answer to that would be yes.
Okay.
If we could find some girl that would be interested in doing that, I think Brandon loves being the star of a quadriplegic porn show.
Well, I hope so. We love putting it together.
Maybe Sunny Days. Lummy.
I will ask her.
But Seth, we're in search of. So yeah, if we could get a replacement, that would be great.
All right. Let's start looking for OnlyFans girls immediately.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
For work on OnlyFans. Baby, I'm just doing work.
Yeah.
It's research for the job.
77 skills.
I'm a social media guy.
Riley wrote 3K.
More than that, content guy.
Seth, what's going to be your search criteria?
Where's it like quads?
Very open women.
Where's it like
Very
quads?
open women?
Yes, non-judgmental women.
I guarantee you there's a fetish out there for that. There's a fetish for everything. People are freaks. I know, it looks like it keeps changing now. It sucks.
Jay doesn't have to worry about it because he's got a generator.
Generax. Woo!
Generator Super Center.
Yeah, I just have to worry about the water.
They put it on. They put it up, didn't they? Did they put it up high?
Well, right now it keeps moving more east.
No, I meant your generator.
Oh yeah, but the water.
No one wants to fuck Brandon? Come on, guys.
I know, but I'm saying, didn't they put it? They put it up.
Yeah, by code they make it put it like literally maybe 12 feet high.
Really, that high?
All my air conditioners, every electric unit I have is that high. It may be 12 feet high.
Yeah, because I guess after 12 feet, you're just
Oh, I'm fucked.
What's up, Coach Steve?
I'm completely fucked. I'm in Ireland. There's no Davis Island left. Yeah, I'm screwed. God forbid that happens. What's up, Jay Costica? How you doing, buddy?
It's going to hit Dothan.
Yeah. Well, 2 days ago they had it look into like New Orleans. I've been watching it.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if it's going to get named.
It's supposed to. It's such with the nature thing.
Is it going to even be the strength of a 1?
Maybe.
They said, yeah, it may hit a 1. But we would just get the outer band of like a tropical storm.
Definitely not going to be like a major 5 that's been brewing forever.
Yeah.
Those are the real kickers.
We'll just get a lot of rain. We'll have fish in the parking lot. Fucking catfish.
We've had like the wettest summer I can remember. We're still on water restrictions in Tampa. We're supposed to technically be watering once a week.
Motherfucker, I gotta think you can water any day you want.
Right now, because it's the water patrol Nazis are not like they used to be.
No. No.
It was my wife had to one up me. I'm like, there's no restrictions, boink. Yes, there are right now. It's ridiculous.
Don't tell anybody that.
Well, no one's paying attention because there really is no reason. You know, CK, that happened
Jay
to me as a
Myers,
kid.
12048
Fields of
74
weed.
months.
We're washing up at Spanish House. What's up, Tessie Newland? You know, they set up a roadblock, CK, and they just waited and they checked every car that went up and down A1A Beachfront Boulevard and checked all of our trunks. And we didn't have anything in our car because we were too smart and scared. Big Red, what up, buddy?
What's up, Mary? Guatemala. Really big red. There's your wing.
To Paul Ryan. Sucker, Big Red. Right back at you, Group of Lips.
Well, feast.
The Orlando Content House Shindig, happening November 15th and 16th. If you're dumb enough to come, email us, orlando@bubbaarmyhq.com. Let the crew know if you want to be registered for Friday Night Fight Night, orlando@bubbaarmyhq.com. The BTLS show now returns.
Don't forget Bubba Army shop, Bubba Army merch. There are a few pair of the Trump-inspired gold Fat Man Dunks. Very limited. I don't know. Definitely in single digits of availability. I just got something disturbing.
Oh no!
As a news release, and it comes from the Tampa Bay Times. Oh. And I'll get into that momentarily. It'll probably be what I close this show out. But if DeSantis is doing, you know what? I am so disappointed in his second term. He came, our governor. Ron, and I'm not trying to talk politics, but this is the kind of politics that, the presidential...
It's a presidential election year.
The presidential election does, but really doesn't affect me as much as my governor or my sheriff or prosecuting attorney, or my local congressperson, those school board, those people, and the amendments that we're voting for, those are stuff that I really got to pay attention for. I mean, listen, Kamala versus Trump's a popularity contest in the overall scheme of things. Florida probably is going to go red, and that's all. I mean, nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. And it's a popularity contest, and it's going to be an absolute shiz show. But I absolutely liked Ron DeSantis when he was our governor and opened up. He handled COVID better than arguably any other governor of any other state. He allowed us more freedoms, less regulation on restaurants and stuff being literally locked down and not open to the public.
Schools.
Travel, schools and various things. That's when he was a good governor. And then he ran for president and felt as if he had to go way right. Like somebody got a hold of him and said, listen, the only way you're going to win is if you really get those really hardcore right,
Yeah, well, they were saying he was outrighting Trump.
Right, and so
he said woke a lot.
He sure did.
Everything was woke.
Everything was woke.
There is a new article that just came down from the Tampa Times that I'm going to read here after I get to the MrBeast stuff. I got to get to the MrBeast stuff. MrBeast now faces a 54-page lawsuit. A $500 million fans, multi-million-dollar personal fortune, and a global business empire. It doesn't take a lot to dethrone YouTube's biggest influencer, Johnny Donaldson, better known as MrBeast. In the 54-page court document, could be his best or his biggest or toughest test yet. 5 female contestants on an up-and-coming Prime Video show, Beast Games, are launching legal action against his production company and Amazon in Los Angeles. Billed as the largest ever reality competition series, 1,000 contestants are set to compete for $5 million when the show airs or if it airs. The lawsuit has plunged the show into crisis. Among the redacted pages and legal documents include allegations that they particularly and collectively suffered in an environment that systematically fostered a culture of misogyny and sexism.
Woo!
That's what they're saying?
But isn't it just absolutely like it's almost?
I'm guessing they didn't win the $5 million.
It's almost. It's
Too many
almost,
men won?
It's almost open season on anybody that's got money.
I thought this had to do with the one guy creeping out with the young kids that were making content. This is contestants who got sick trying to hold on to a car for 100 hours. I mean,
I flipped through the document, which includes suggestions that participants were underfed and overtired. Meals were provided sporadically and sparsely, which endangered the health and welfare. You know what this is, Jay? This is some ambulance chaser that some contestant didn't win or gave them some information, and now they're trying to make, and they know this guy is worth, again, the more money you're worth, the more problems you have, the more people are taking shots at you.
Correct. And the whole idea of his show is that it makes you uncomfortable. Who can hold their hand on a car for 40 hours? Who can stay in a little circle? I mean, it's so stupid, but I mean, anyone who didn't know, you may have to hold your bladder, you may not eat properly, you may not sleep well. You're an idiot.
In one section where almost all of the claims are redacted from public view, it says the defendants created, permitted to exist, and fostered a culture and patterned and practiced of sexual harassment, including the form of a hostile work environment.
Where's the example?
Contestant also alleged that they did not receive their medication on time. The BBC has approached MrBeast and Amazon, and nothing has been publicly commented on as of yet. So will these latest allegations hurt the king of YouTube's popularity? MrBeast is no stranger to controversy this year, as he's managed to come out unscathed each time. Yeah, because he's got a lot of money. He does cool and funny stuff. And when people find that you have as much money as he does, they take shots at you.
You're a target.
just continually shots. In July, the 26-year-old American said he hired investigators after his former co-host was accused of grooming a teenager.
See, but he hired his own investigators to look into his own company. That's the right thing to do.
And they didn't find anything. Some of his philanthropic efforts, such as building wells in Africa and paying for surgery for people with reduced sight and hearing, have drawn criticism about exploitation. So, listen, so you're a guy and you need, you're blind or you can't hear, and MrBeast pays for your surgery to fix your problem, and of course he's going to tape it.
Yeah,
of course he is.
Deaf people like me deserve better than MrBeast's latest piece of inspiration porn. What? Inspiration porn?
Yeah. His videos are big budget experiences with the most popular viewed 652 million times.
Right.
Recreating the Netflix Squid Game in real life with a $456,000 grand prize. Most of his philanthropic is less controversial, including giving away houses, cash, and cars. Yeah, you don't see anybody bitching about that now, do you?
Nope.
But God forbid you got third place in the latest contest and didn't win any money. Now you go hire some ambulance chasing attorney in Los Angeles and you tie up him and Amazon in litigation. And Jay, at that point you may just get you a quick little check and be done with it. And that's what they're hoping for. This is just ridiculous. I mean, like,
you want to free MrBeast?
No, but I'm like, I feel for MrBeast.
Wait, look,
you can't control everyone working for you is the thing. They haven't accused him personally of doing anything inappropriate that I've seen. Everything's been his staff.
He's in a spot where he's used, hundreds, maybe thousands of extras at this point in all his videos throughout his career. So it's not surprising that whether it's a money grab or whether people are just going, hey, I don't feel like I got treated right there, there's going to be more of these people coming at MrBeast. He's only getting bigger. He just launched with Logan Paul. They're what's it called? They're going to compete with Lunchables, so they're bringing that to market now.
Right.
So, he's only, I've seen his stuff at 7-Eleven. I think he's only going to continue to get bigger, and these people, I think, are just going to slide right off him.
I mean, you say compete with Lunchables. What do you mean?
I forgot what the exact name of it was, but it was Logan Paul, it was KSI, it was MrBeast. So big personalities, and they talked about how they are going to compete with Lunchables, how it has less fat, less sugar. So they're putting
like making
it's called Lunchly.
Lunchly, yeah.
Healthy alternatives to Lunchables because Lunchables have poison in them.
Yes, for
literally.
kids.
Lunchables have poison in them.
For kids to go to school and stuff.
Yeah, so MrBeast is going to continue, I think, to thrive in all spaces. And
I just hate when I see just people that are targeting rich people with not. Now, listen, if there was substance.
I sent you the Lunchly thing.
If there was substance in this lawsuit's like a P. Diddy type allegation or something like that.
Think how different this is than that.
Then you know what? Listen, throw the book at the guy, investigate him every which way but loose. But if you don't have any major law enforcement agencies that are looking into these allegations, this is hurt philioma. This is going after a guy that's got money that might just write you a settlement check.
Yeah, this
Lunchly
is a 36-hour
With
freak
Lunchly,
offs.
you get double the amount of liquid.
Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar. Feastables Crunch Bar. Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese. We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar. Turkey Stack 'em, 310 calories. 230 calories. 21 grams of sugar.
Only 7 grams of sugar.
If you look at this close up, you can already tell which one has better ingredients. All right, we'll start off with the Lunchables.
Bro, I'm sorry. All right, now we're trying Lunchly.
Good content, though, isn't it?
We're not biased at all, but ours is way better.
Fiesta Nachos. 22 grams of sugar.
10 grams of sugar.
7 grams of protein.
9 grams of protein.
Come in close and look at the queso cheese in Lunchly versus whatever that is. Drip versus stick. I like my cheese drippy, bruh. This is a Lunchly salsa right here. Look at the consistency, the texture.
I'm just telling you, these guys know how to
They're
make
so
money.
smart.
They are so smart.
Marketing
They are
gurus.
so smart. Was going to run this lummy, but this could be a little politicky now.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
It is. But we should forewarn people that we're going to come back with a Ron DeSantis story that I just heard, and then a Kamala Harris. Now, she's criticizing Trump's proposed policy of a large-scale deportation effect that will be facilitated and to help local law enforcement. Well, if you rewind and take a look at 21 through 24, well, I think the video speaks for itself.
It does.
We'll do that, and you don't even know the Ron DeSantis stuff. Wait till you hear this, Jay. It's going to piss you off. Bad. Oh, no. We'll do it next.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Great. But yeah, I don't know how you can make those kind of positions, lifelong positions, disappear.
I gotta piss. Yeah, let me thanks for taking those back. There's okay, the Jake's here.
I got it.
Wait till you hear the Gestapo shit that fucking DeSantis is doing.
I'm not looking it up. I won't hear it.
Don't look it up.
I'm not gonna. How's that like button doing? 119. Are we over here? Oh, it's gotta be better than that, guys. DDP, I just smashed it too, buddy. I've only got 112 on Rumble. And YouTube only has... Oh, they're pretty good. 319. What's up, the Tim Angling? How you doing, buddy? I did. Tease, thank you so much. I love it. My son loves it. I really appreciate it. Big Red, if you're recovering from something, I hope you feel better, buddy. Yeah, Tease. So cool, all caps. I'm with you on that, for sure. What's up, Primetime Toys? Good morning. Oh. Territorious bicep, Big Red. It's a bitch of a recovery, but it's better than it was before. It'll be better. I'm sure you consulted with Danny. We got a good guy around town. Is that Blessing Picker? Morning. Goes to approve, flies by, flies past, morning. Sorry, I don't have my glasses, guys. Getting old sucks.
No problem.
Trying to ignore it, but the eyes are impossible to.
Thank you. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Sethy. Hello, pumpkin.
In the trunk.
Yeah.
You're not here, but just can you pop the trunk?
Well, actually, I'm going to be out getting a smoothie, so if you could just put them on the couch, and
Oh, okay.
I'll have you move them in my trunk later.
Okay, no
When
problem.
your hand's sore.
Yeah, I'll carry one arm.
Oh, yeah, you gotta make sure you tell them you can't load anything.
That's true.
Oh, man. What up, Kabuki?
This fucking wasp stung my hand and it's just fucking killing me.
Did you get
These things in wasp bites hurt like a bitch.
Did you get the stinger out, Bubba?
Yeah, I think so.
You gotta put some Silverdene on it.
I did. Now it just scratches and fucking.
What up, Johnny? I had a bad one, man. Mine got
infected.
It wasn't infected, but something happened to it.
Yeah, look.
Benadryl could help too. Topical Benadryl.
Man, that shit hurt. I cried real tears.
Say it.
I cried real tears, man.
Every Sunday on
That's when I thought I was a fucking hotshot and I'd get the wasp spray and when I had my house and I'd fucking go double fucking barrel it and then they'd fucking go scattering.
They still get out and come get you?
Yeah, they'd get me, yeah.
It's amazing how they know who has the can.
Look at Jan Epstein getting raped by a dog.
Oh. I think Nate Solder had testicular cancer too.
Who?
Oh, just we're talking to chat, Bubba, you know?
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, listener supported via PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, now returns.
So, I got this. I get updates from the Tampa Tribune or Tampa Times, whatever the hell it is.
Tampa Bay Times.
About various stories. And this is the DeSantis story, not to be confused with the Kamala Harris thing that I'm going to play momentarily. Not that we're talking politics or nothing, but it's my understanding that Ron DeSantis is now sending local election officials, what they're calling the election police, to go door to door and ask people if they. Let me just read the article. Let me read the headlines. DeSantis opponents see selective prosecution and Amendment 4 investigation. Nearly 2/3 of the petition signatures were tossed out when the casino giant Las Vegas Sands collected signature to change Florida's constitution in 2021. Local officials alerted the state about their concerns. Some even described the event as the most egregious petition fraud in most memories. 3 years later, DeSantis is accusing organizers behind Amendment 4 of fraud. Election police officers are knocking on residents' doors, and they're reviewing tens of thousands of validated petitions in the effort that has been beyond the response to investigation that the Sands petition drive was. Critics see the governor's current investigation as a last-ditch effort to disqualify the amendment and a case of selective enforcement. So he hates 4 so bad, which 4 is the abortion deal, that he is sending what has been called and described by the paper or by the news as election police officers that are knocking on your door and saying, Mr. Diaco, did you indeed sign this? You're like, yeah, I did. Okay. I mean, that pisses me off.
That seems like a good way to spend money and time.
I mean, Jay, your opinion on that. Not to mention what he did to Andrew Warren, not to mention to what he did to Disney, not to mention to what he did to Pip and insurance and all of that.
And don't forget, he canceled drag time reading specials with the kids.
Jay,
Damn it, I was in line.
Can you believe that now he's so adamant about 4 potentially not that he doesn't even want it on as a referendum, like as an amendment?
I feel like it's such a transparent way for him to get around the abortion issue, which he overstepped what everyone thinks is reasonable. We had a 15-week ban. The legislator did a 6-week ban. He could have vetoed it. He may have been president at the time. I think this is a scary police state way of trying to enforce an abortion restriction that was probably was funded, though, Bubba. And signatures should be verified. So I'm mixed on this one because I do believe that outside money and unverified signatures and unverified ballots, and we're a state that actually requires a signature, a verified license, because there is a ton of fraud. So in theory, I don't really have a problem with the government checking maybe like if registered voters are citizens. I do have a problem with checking whether or not someone supported a ballot amendment for abortion. That's scary. You don't want the government. I don't want the government rolling up on me about my Second Amendment.
Like I told you earlier,
right?
This was going to piss you off.
Do you want them rolling up on you and saying, you're a licensed gun holder? Did you sign this about constitutional carry? I'd be so pissed. Get out of my house.
I don't want anybody even coming to my house.
No, never. The government should never come to my door.
So that just disgusts me. And it disgusts me about him.
Well, he's on his way out, right? So I don't think
the more that he's on his way out, the more of a dick type stuff that he does.
I think that's what people do when they're on their way out. They do whatever they
they're
want.
Lame ducks. But this has a chilling effect, Seth.
I hope he never ever. But that he's not going to just stop at former 2-time governor of Florida.
Yep, he's part of the 20 people trying to get the primary next time.
Right, exactly. And then finally this.
And now they have pledged to carry out the largest deportation, a mass deportation in American history. Imagine what that would look like and what that would be.
Police report as many as 75% of the people they've arrested in Midtown Manhattan for assault, robbery.
Isn't this kind of, no matter where you stand on the side of the fence, isn't this kind of what we need? Is to get the people that are undocumented and in our country illegally out.
Yeah.
And
we need to reduce crime.
And let those that deserve to be in.
And domestic violence are illegal migrants.
Police have tracked down a killer whose crimes span the country. Rachel Marin was dragged from a hiking trail in Maryland where she was raped and murdered.
Police say Brandon Ortiz Vite used a handgun he bought illegally to shoot Ruby Garcia multiple times on Friday.
The prime suspect charged in Laken Riley's murder was 26-year-old Jose Antonio Ibarra. He illegally entered the United States back in 2022.
A Texas grand jury indicted Rafael Govea Romero. He's accused of attacking 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina by repeatedly hitting her head and stabbing her.
I say he was an illegal alien. He was an illegal immigrant. He was an illegal migrant. And he shouldn't have been in our country, and he never would have been under the Trump policy.
With her, and again, we waited till the last 4 minutes to talk about politics.
It's pretty good.
But she takes this personal and can't even wrap her head around getting bad people. I'm all for immigration of good people, immigration of people who do it correctly, immigration of people that have been checked out.
Legal immigration is a necessity for our country to grow properly.
It's how we all got here.
But this is what irritates me about this is she's flip-flopped her position from we should decriminalize border crossings. We should incentivize illegals by giving them benefits and housing and money. And now she's just flip-flopping, and her ad has Trump's wall in it. And there's not a single reporter. I don't care what your political stripes are. Can you please ask her a question is, how is it that you came to change these philosophical policies that you've had for decades? Bubba, she says she's coming in your locked house to get your gun. Have you seen that clip?
I saw that.
That's like, really? She even said, I don't care if your door's locked. Holy crap. Yeah.
I saw that.
Come ask me about Amendment 4. Ask me that one.
I'm 4-3. Hey, listen, I don't know what this makes me, but I'm 4-3 and I'm 4-4.
Makes you a reasonable, common sense guy.
We'll do an after show here today, Lummy. Is it going to be visual? Is it podcast only? What is it? You know what? You and Seth figure it out, okay? I'll be available. I'll be available at 10:30 to do whatever you need, whatever monkey you need me to. 10:30. Is that enough for you?
Yes, sir. No, Seth just said he was getting a smoothie, so.
Does that give you enough time?
Yeah,
maybe 10:35. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
We'll see you guys.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummit.
I have to say, it's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting, and then you have to do one, Brian.
You're making me do one?
Well, I mean, you're not in the show. You're not in the final show, are you? Like the
credits?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, don't you want to be?
Brett, the Filthy Ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up Bean.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly. The Bubba the Love Sponge show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.